He just went live. If it was at 7, do you think I would come on at 8:47? Sister All says, Hell Hitler, Hell Hitler, Hell Hitler. Wow. It's a little intense for me, but to each their own, I suppose. Wow. No sound on the stream right now, but it is live. Sam's out there on the out there warming up, baby. Oh, we got audio. I'll get it over in just a second as soon as the timer runs out. It's at Dan Henderson's gym, which is actually a bar and restaurant as well, which would be cool to watch a fight like from the upper deck bar restaurant. I'll get it started. Just let the beginning audio play, the first song, and then we'll switch over. Sam's a big guy, dude. All right, we'll stop the audio right here. Or the music.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional Fight Night, baby. We are ready with Sam Alvey, former MMA fighter, current 2 different weight division combat karate champion, versus a random guy talking shit on TikTok. This is gonna be so good. I'm gonna tap into their audio for a second, but here we go. Sam's warming up.
I don't know if this is actually how he warms up. My own experience of watching him do this was when we trained for his fight in...
We have not seen John yet, but they've both been posting TikToks today.
Belt.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is John the Amazing decided to go out of his...
Extremely short. It'll be over whenever Sam wants it to be over. The other guy's claiming that God gave him... declared that he would be the winner and is going to give him the strength and determination to win no matter what. So
They were confronted by a group of men over an altercation in the parking lot, and his comments to them were, "You will beat me up. There's too many of you, but I'm going to take out the guy who started this beef. I'm going to snap your neck before they get to me." And they all decided to back off. And so what I'm saying here is that John the Amazing, clearly not afraid of confrontation, willing to go that extra mile. I think we'll see it here tonight. Now, that said,
That's a story about John, or I'm sorry, about Sam Alvey.
a combative fighter, I know you're aware just as much as anyone else who watches this and competes that cardio is not going to last a terrible amount of time. John is, he's working against the clock here in this one.
And
This is going to be so good. It's literally a professional fighter who's done it for 40 years, 30 years, something,
on your screen.
versus a guy talking shit.
Looking over at him right now, he's actually
This
passed.
is what everybody always wants to see. When everybody's somebody running their mouth, everybody wants to see it, right?
Right now, I know he's got some shin guards courtesy of the gym earlier on this evening.
You could see Sam walking kind of towards
Oh, I'm so excited.
camera angle for a second.
Absolutely. Well, now we're back in the center, but he was walking over there. I can see him standing next to the beam.
Someone says I give dudes cardio 30 seconds tops.
He's walking
Walking
backstage.
backstage. Oh, if
He
you
can't be in that good a shape.
sure everyone here on the stream right now, we are not lying. Please tell your friends, encourage everyone to come and check this out. This would be way too much of a conspiracy to put all this on and not have John the Amazing here.
I can't believe the guy even showed up. Usually people talking shit just don't show up.
Hard sparring session. We are in gym atmosphere.
Yes, hard sparring session. Both these men are just looking in to get a little bit of work, have some fun for the cameras, and
Now there's going to be a drawing
those fighting
that I might win.
Tomorrow.
So don't forget about that. Everybody's signing it. All the fighters are signing a UPS hoodie.
So really just an all-around fun night. And when I asked them their thoughts, actually,
And the only sponsor for the fight outside of the donations to get John there
happening.
is Equipment Rentals.
said
.com, spelled with a Z, equipmentrentals.com.
wants to do this. Always encouraged it to happen. And if you can make it 2 rounds with him, he will pay for your flight back and a dinner at Chili's.
Now,
He's had this standing
right there. I don't.
this standing bat. Anybody can get it, right? Anybody can get it. And if you don't have to win. If you last 2 full rounds, he'll buy your flight home and take you out to dinner.
I don't know about that. I always try to win in sparring, Jared.
I always try and win it sparring. I will agree. Sometimes you're the hand.
Still got about 6-7 minutes before it's well, no more than that. My clock's off. 12 minutes
So I'll give you that.
before it's. They were advertising at 8 p.m., 8 p.m., 8 p.m., 8 p.m., 8 p.m. And then suddenly today the TikToks changed and they said 9 p.m.
seemed
Eastern,
3.
which was 5. They were advertising as 5 Pacific, but now it's 6 Pacific.
Okay.
We're doing 5 threes. Okay.
So it's championship, amateur,
3-minute rounds.
at least.
5 3-minute rounds.
California doesn't do that for
Yes.
championship fights.
They just do 3 threes once you get into the later amateur matchups.
Yes.
I'm excited. God,
Absolutely.
I've been excited all day about it.
Sparring.
Couldn't even think about anything else.
Giving some reference for the audience here for our number and how long
No, he drove, dude. He drove.
session.
I didn't know where John's from. I just knew he's from the other side of the country because they keep saying that.
For your matchups here.
The announcer said that he come from fucking Vermont. Could you imagine driving from Vermont to California to get your ass beat, and then after the ass beating, having to drive back to Vermont?
Everyone go and check that out. And you know, he's
He
always
better have at least a few days to heal up.
one of his karate combat fights. And every time.
I just know he's from somewhere in the east.
Especially in that.
But the announcers, they could be wrong, but they said they think it's Vermont.
Really saw him as the underdog.
Oh, yeah, they
in that.
did.
And now John kind of.
It would be rough to fly home after getting your ass beat. Driving the entire way? No way.
Of course. But I think he really. You know what? I'll tell you
I
what.
can't wait to see John's warm up.
Someone will find his video. He put his faith in God that he can make the match happen, to make the sparring session happen. He put his faith in God to get him out here to California, and he's putting his faith in God that he's going to do well tonight and get himself back to Vermont. This man's he's an everyday man. He's a man of the people.
They said Vermont again.
And he just wanted to make this happen. So
His wife works in the Postal Service. I think he probably works like a blue-collar job. I'm not sure, though.
Hopefully.
it's only up from here.
If you stop in Vegas, that's true.
With Sam's crowd.
This is so. Everybody wants to see the keyboard warrior, like Bert, get his ass beat, right?
And
I'm a black belt in judo, and I've owned 3 gyms.
have him come and watch the stream.
Also, I can't lift my left arm at all.
It is 5 3-minute rounds.
It is 5 3-minute rounds.
And yeah, a lot of respect.
What are we saying, chat? How many rounds will it last?
Vermont. I mean,
I'm saying 2
showing himself.
because I think Sam will just play around the first round, and the second round he's going to end it. But he could honestly end it at any point.
My mistake.
I think.
Vermont early. You know,
And there's nothing John can do to stop it.
from Vermont, or she was. So that's what I thought it was.
And
Oh, wait.
Sam's a really high level guy.
Let me back up.
The likes of guys like
Virginia.
Virginia, not Vermont. Okay. So still, that's a waste to drive after getting that ass beat.
fighter himself. He builds fighters, and
Jefferson Creighton for another one.
Yeah,
he's
Jefferson
done
Creighton.
amazing work as a coach and competitor. We're seeing some a lot of questions coming in here. One of them being, is it actually starting at the right time? It is. It's going to be starting at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And a lot of people really praising John here. They're really
I can't believe John showed up.
his courage and cojones to come up here and do it. But
I don't know.
It's just a hard spot.
I don't know if the ambulance is going to take him all the way back to Virginia, but at least he showed up, right?
And then, of course, we all.
How far can you have an ambulance take you to your, what you call your local hospital?
Excellent card, excellent competitor. You can see here by the screen.
yeah, we got a couple of title fights on that one. Local fighters, the main event is a kid that came out from Ireland, so that's going to be a really exciting fight. Brandon McCardle, super experienced guys. We always have a really good show, really high level amateur cards here.
I
Place is called Something Barrel,
go to a matchup sometime,
Temecula, California.
whatever it is, and you're like,
Something Barrel. Hold on.
I've heard people talk about UFC fights like that before, but I never one time from a Hendo's fight night thought to myself, you know what, these fights could have been better.
Yeah, I
always impressed.
I think if you watch these fights, you really see how high the level the amateurs are right now. A lot of the guys, especially the later fights where it's the guys who are more seasoned,
Yeah.
they're more than ready to go pro. Even
It's his athletic fitness center. I thought that he called it Something Barrel. It made it sound like it was like a
The environment.
restaurant.
Come a long ways. The sport is now, at least officially, right, early 90s to mid 2020s. We're going on 35 some odd years at this point.
Oh, Hendo's Barrel House.
how John might look tonight.
Hendo was his nickname, right, for Henderson.
This stream,
And Hendo's Barrel House.
pay-per-view tomorrow night, and see just how good the amateurs are right now.
Absolutely. Catch
It's a gym, brewery, distillery, and steakhouse.
have your scan.
Which I saw the video. I'm gonna mute them for a second. I saw the video of Sam said due to health regulations they make you sit like up top on the balcony, but it's like all glass restaurant and all the tables can see the octagon. I think it'd be a cool place to have dinner. If I was anywhere close, I probably would have tried to go.
7 minutes out right now
For the sparring match of the century.
for the sparring match of the century. Absolutely.
I'm so excited.
You now, this particularly is not, you are watching the live stream right now. It's going to happen right here in front of your eyes in just 6 minutes. However, you can catch Dan Henderson's Fight Night number 21 tomorrow evening. That is streamed on Combat Now.
People are like, oh, so now it's pay-per-view. You tricked us. They're like, no, that's tomorrow's fight, you idiot.
You gotta, I think it's really awesome, actually, how many people are kind of.
Dude, if it would have been within probably 4 hours, I would have tried to go.
At the end of the day,
Like a 4-hour drive.
we haven't seen him do anything, so we don't know what this could really turn into.
John is a wild card.
I don't know.
No one's seen him do anything
Cards.
but kind of jog
Right.
and throw these crazy like chicken wing punches. So who knows?
Soul on the planet, straight up.
How is the food? I don't know. Seems like it's got good reviews. 4.1 stars for Temecula, California. I don't know how that stacks up to other places, but
All right, guys, we're actually going to cut to some videos. You guys can check out our
sweet.
trainees of the night.
California, Dan Henderson's gym here.
Oh God.
Faced with Sam Alvey. Anybody wants to watch this back? What? Say my name. Say your name. I'm gonna say your name. All right. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Okay. Save it for the cage, son.
I hope you guys join in the live and I hope you watch this. This goes
That's on Yelp.
McCardle.
Oh, here we go.
Temecula, California, Dan Henderson's gym.
He's in Temecula.
Here to face with Sam.
I'm in Temecula.
Watch this back. What? Say my name. Say your name. I'm gonna say your name, all right. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Okay. Save it for the cage, son.
I hope you guys join in the live. And
I think
it's gonna be incredible.
I think he's calmed down a lot in private.
Smile, Sam Alvey. Thank you for watching. This is
There's John in the background. I think he's calmed down a lot in private. It seems like they've made a genuine friendship in private, but they gotta talk shit on TikTok.
the guy that wants a piece. Make a video, and we'll make it happen.
God, Sam's a big guy. Oh, there we go. Barrel House. Hell yeah.
Make a video and this might.
I mean, Temecula, California.
The sparring match of the century, going down very soon. Like we said,
No one told him how to say the name of the place, of the town.
it's doubled since we started this.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that would have been nice.
Say again.
Hey, bro, it's Temecula.
Tuning in and checking this.
I'm in Temecula.
Not just for Sam, but for John, of course. Even those of you doubting him, you are really helping out here. And it's just going to be
I am more excited about this than I've ever been about, like,
looking for you.
a fucking boxing match or UFC or whatever.
Close to
Um,
Sam,
I'm more excited about.
commentators especially.
I wish Sam would do one of these a month
Someone mentioned
and pay-per-view it. I would pay as long as he let me stream it.
I wouldn't
possibly.
doubt that. He's all the way in Thailand, so I don't know what time of the day it is for him to be watching this.
Like, this is
it's either early.
just people talking shit on the internet
Late night.
needing a real MMA fighter.
I can see a lot of people have been excited for this. Got a lot of let's goes. A lot of I'm pumped for this.
Yes,
This is going to be quite sad.
in about 3
Oh, absolutely.
Guy has balls. Never thought it'd happen, but here we are.
Commentating too
Can't bash the dude that put his money where his mouth is.
much. Give him a shout out. Tell him where they can follow you at.
Oh yeah, Matt Padilla MMA. Trained under Sam like my entire amateur career, you know. So
I got pumped for this. How much longer?
forever.
John has heart, but no hands.
And of course, there's yourself, Jim.
Cranking hog.
Bear Fiorda.
Someone said in chat.
Medias. I
Phil versus Burt. Yeah.
mix martial arts and do
Tag team. Phil and Burt versus Sam.
definitely not as long as you have, sir. I started with him back in 2021
I don't want Phil or Burt to win. So
this evening. Is someone's asking, is this on Sam's record? No, because this is not a fight. This is just a hard sparring session between two
hard sparring.
adults inside of a cage.
There's different regulations if it's an actual fight, right? And I don't know that they would let Sam fight someone that's never fought before, considering Sam's record. It's not going to be sanctioned anywhere because,
Trained under Sam.
Why?
Watching right now.
right? Like, what do you expect to happen?
He is. What is the rule set someone's at?
So technically, he's training under Sam, and this is a sparring session.
You want to be careful, be mindful of your partner. All right, guys, looks like we're about to get going, so stay tuned.
Oh, I'm excited. I don't want Phil or Nick to win. No. Here we go, baby. Let's see it. God, I'm so excited. Plus, we got a giveaway. Don't forget about that. Who knows who won the fucking hoodie? Maybe it'll be one of you guys in chat. I don't know if any of you guys donated, but Truth Seeker Travis in the octagon. The way he looks like a testicle, it would look like somebody was castrating him the whole time. Get him in a headlock. You're like, put down that man's scrotum.
Temecula, California.
I'm in Temecula.
Here to face with Sam Alvey. Anybody who wants to watch this back? What? Say my name. Say your name. I'm gonna say your name, all right. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Okay. Save it for the cage, son.
I hope you guys join in the live.
Son.
This is gonna be incredible.
Hey guys, Smile Sam Alvey. Thank you for watching. I am so excited for this.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Anything like this, and he answered and he showed up. So thank you, John, for being here. Thank you guys for watching, and this is great. The next guy that wants a piece, make a video, and we'll make it happen.
There it is, the Barrel House. I'm excited. Let's go, baby. How much time we got left? It's 9 o'clock. Let's do it. At Tsuko's in China, they don't turn their internet on till later. That is a pay-per-view. I don't keep up with fighting anymore. I did a little bit like when I was in the military, but that was mostly because all my friends did. I was just trying to fit in, be a cool kid. So the type of fighting, Sam has a really bad record towards the end of his UFC career. And when asked about that, he said, you know what? I think it was because I did a lot of, I was on the back foot a lot, backing up and defensive and blah, blah, blah.
Right,
But now he's won 2 different divisions in
That's right.
karate combat, which is the one where they're like down in a pit
Just a bit laggy.
and they fight each other like with slanted walls.
A little bit behind. Hey,
The big square pit. He does really well in that.
Now you see,
It's go time, baby. Let's see it.
Yeah, here he
Who are
comes.
these people that got ringside seats?
I believe this is going to be our
Oh, there's John. There's John, baby.
Absolutely.
and there he is, John.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hard sparring session.
Looking fit and ready to rumble.
Let's get it, baby.
Shaking beneath his feet.
This man is built like an athlete himself.
This man is built like a 7.
I want to see the size.
He's gonna run straight into you. Doing a little bit of crowd work too. As we get here through our mics and him speaking, he backs.
I don't back down from nobody, he says.
Includes smiling Sam.
Which you have to. He didn't back down. There was no chance for him to back down from Sam because he threatened Sam. He actually said anybody can get it, and Sam said, "I'm your Huckleberry."
to make it out here.
Where's Sam?
Smiling Sam Alvey.
He is smiling.
Way down here now.
Please don't go easy. Let's go, baby.
Combat world champion.
Yes, as he takes off.
Karate Combat World Champion in 2 divisions.
Semi-seriousads.com and equipment rentals with a Z.
This corner, guys.
That's all on his shirt right there. They helped this happen.
Oh, yeah, equipment rentals with a Z.com sponsored. That's why it's on his shirt. I saw the comment that the guy's like, I'll donate this much if you both wear this shirt.
John is going to rush Sam with everything he's got for a solid.
Let's see it, baby. Let's see it. Dan Henderson's the referee.
He's got a timer. He's fighting against the clock right now.
5 3-minute rounds. About to go. What's he doing?
A lot of hype, a lot of people.
Waste all your energy, buddy.
And it looks like Mr. Bully Beatdown himself, Mayhem Miller, has arrived.
Oh, yeah.
Mayhem Miller is right next to us, everybody.
Mayhem Miller is the guy that invented Bully Beatdown. He's here.
Whoa, guys, I just flew in from Hollywood and boy, are my arms tired.
Get that mic in your face.
Yeah, mic in the face, baby. Hey, testing 1, 2, 3. Great to be on the mic with you guys. God bless. It's a great broadcast, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, Smiling Sam's coming out looking pretty buff and thick.
Now remember, this
This guy's looking a little soft around the middle, but
Jason Miller.
is a hard sparring session, Jason.
well, listen here. This exhibition of special rules is made for television. So I hope you're getting my good side.
Here we go.
Hi, Mom.
Here we go. Dan's giving a quick chat down right now before he separates those rounds rolling.
And enjoy the sparring session. And shake hands. There we go. Start it?
Let's go, baby. Here we go.
This
We're
bully's
going,
got some toughness.
there's
Does
5
he have the
3-minute
dog?
rounds.
That's really the question. The TikTok unanswered question is, does he have the dog in him? Can he go all night? Can he
Got that dog in him.
out? That's the big one, huh? Did he do 6 months of jiu-jitsu? Did he do 6 months of sprawl training? Did he do an underhook? Did he do an overhook in his entire life? All those answers and more coming up in the first round.
Those are good questions I didn't even consider.
No, absolutely.
They both have shin and foot guards. Both have gloves, mouthpieces.
All right,
Coach
getting
is making-
serious.
All right, here we go. That's first round. Let's go.
Such a historic
We
event.
got 3 minutes here.
First TikTok brawl.
First punch thrown by the amazing John.
Ooh.
Change.
Ooh, tagged him a little bit.
Boxing class
Tagged him a little bit.
itself 2 times. We're going to record.
Going over the top.
That does count.
He's dropping his guard. Ooh.
Goes a little breakdance move from the men.
I think that was the first time he has been kicked in the leg.
First time he's using his legs.
Comes out of that. I think that was involuntary. He's hopping
He is. Oh.
with the
Oh.
body pop.
Oh.
Sam out
Right on the chin.
suddenly. Up a face.
Smiling Sam.
One. Oh, the big
Sam smiling.
one and nothing else. And then a one and then a nothing else. And then a
That kick, you can see that from a mile away. Come on, keep your guard up. His hands are already down here.
Taking him on.
We're a minute in, and his hands are below his face.
Right there with his leg face backwards. You know, we call that.
You punch the opponent, and your hands immediately come back to your face. He can't fight, bro.
A nice left hand.
Oh, he can't fight.
Ooh.
It's just haymaker after haymaker, no control.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when a man goes.
It's bad. Sam could end this at any point.
Crossing his feet up there.
Okay, well, Dave.
With that cross.
Notwithstanding.
Dan Henderson got to run out of it.
He was about to get caught up in the mix of things.
Yeah. Now, Dan Henderson.
He doesn't know what speed is, dude. He thinks he hits fast. He thinks other people hit fast. He just saw what speed was.
Now,
Sam's hand was back in guard before John tried to block the punch. Oh, mouthpiece. He'll let you get your mouthpiece. Hit it.
Brought to you by Neuromints. Buy them off my TikTok. I think I get $1. Nice.
I think I get $1.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
God, Sam's going so easy. I've seen Sam spar with his students harder than this.
A nice left to the solar plexus. A nice right. This is a tremendous effort from John, who I just learned his name right now.
This has already been over a minute. It's exceeded my expectations.
It's a fantastic round. The belly has absorbed a lot of damage.
This could end at any moment. Sam said, I might be the main event for you, but you're in between two of my workouts.
There is a mercy rule. You have 3 attempts here. 3 attempts. There is a mercy rule. If you want to tap out, you can at any time.
Oh, it's bad. He doesn't. He's...
Oh, goodness.
I shouldn't feel bad. Should I? He was talking shit, right?
10 seconds left.
He ate that better than Tyron Spot. I'll give him that.
2-3.
Sam hasn't even lost his breath yet.
Goodness.
He's just hanging out.
Round, a tremendous.
So it can go 2 ways.
Spectacular.
Sam could have ended this round 1.
How do you think?
But Sam might just spar with him, and when he leaves something open, hit him, and he might let it go all 5 rounds.
And everywhere.
Right? Or he can end it whenever he wants. I would like him to see something on the ground, maybe.
Match brought to you by Monster Energy.
All right, folks, we're going to give them
Sam's drinking sodas.
a minute break. There will be some beer, chicken wings from next door.
Fucking Mike's Hard Lemonade. He doesn't even need a break.
Directly. Come by. Stop by.
So Sam punched,
60.
pulled back his punch, and was already ready to punch again before John went to try to block the punch.
Children's birthday party.
This guy doesn't know speed at all.
That's perfect for a quinceanera for my.
This is bad.
Come to the Barrel House now.
There we go. Get ready to kick off round number 2.
Oh, it's bad.
Has been to the Barrel House a few times.
He gets a voucher at the end of this.
Well, actually, I think his 5th meal is free.
I've literally seen Sam go harder against some of his more advanced students than this. This guy just doesn't have any training at all.
Yeah.
Obviously.
IT man is going to be restless leg syndrome.
Ooh. Those kicks add up, dude. Especially when you got your weight on your front leg and somebody hits it. Damn, it hurts. After enough time.
It reminds me of Madrid in '82. They won the World Cup. A lot of kicks here. He's going out field goal range right
Ooh.
here with that one.
Left.
2-3-2 and a hoppity hop. It looks like he's starting to do something.
He's ducking every punch. Every punch. Every punch.
A little tie up.
Finally. All right, let's see some grapple.
To the cameras,
Are we grappling?
please. Now, John,
He doesn't even have his hands up. Ooh, mouthpiece again. This is smart by Sam. I'm sure he doesn't want to get sued.
like conduct.
Let him get his mouthpiece.
We're going to reverse fine him $500. And Sam Alvey
Jumping his head, dude.
resistance with that one left hook. But now he makes it interesting.
There's no reason to be looking straight down at the mat
Well,
other than dying.
But if the 2 men stood in a phone booth,
Oh, shit. He can't even stand up. They might have to stop it. Sam's not even throwing full speed punches.
Doesn't want to do a body shot either.
Oh! Wake up.
Just stop, man.
Wake up. Sam just told him to put his hands up.
Flip and slide Sam Alvey.
John can take
Sam went, put your hands up, right after he hit him.
John, the refrigerator.
It's almost like a coaching session.
Fail. He's getting
Oh, oh, oh,
soup.
oh. He's going to end it.
Get in there. Let's get in there in your swimwear.
He could end it so easily.
All right, guys, hands up and get the slugging.
John chin high and
This is bad, isn't it?
chin down.
Yes, he's learning a hard lesson about condition.
I think Sam's just going to keep punishing him.
I believe. Call Susan. Call
I don't think that was a knockout. I think that was a give up.
Susan.
2 rounds.
Susan has the stretcher.
That was a give up.
Guy out of here. No, I was wrong. He is fine, guys. Everybody at home, he is absolutely fine.
So that's what training versus shit talking is.
What do you think about the betting odds coming in so heavy in John's favor right there at the end?
I know.
Betting odds in John's favor.
Patel will be into it.
Someone said, did he fucking kill him? That's the LeBron flop. John flopped.
A lot of bettors screwing up there.
He's going to catch so much shit on TikTok, dude.
Longer than Tyron Spawn.
Yep, let's go. To
John, Sam didn't knock him out. He got hit and decided I'm going to fall down to have it be over. I quit. Smiling Sam.
Truly, thank you for being here, my friend. Hey, it was a real honor. You're a true man.
He can't even speak. He's wondering why God hath forsaken him.
Anything you want to say?
I will. We'll watch it again.
God is good. I want a rematch. Not bad. I want a rematch. Start training. We'll get it done. I'm always free. I want a rematch.
Start training. Just get trained.
He's not very good at defending him.
All right, guys. Now we're going to sudden death overtime.
Okay.
We have a sudden death overtime. All right. Listen, I can tell by the glazed look in your eyes.
I'll back up in a second. We'll watch it. I just want to see what's going on.
You're going to stay off TikTok for 1 week.
I want a rematch. I never give up.
Amen, bro. We're going to do it every weekend right here at Henry.
Every weekend. He can hardly speak, man.
Sir, and
Get training, and I would watch a rematch, but I wouldn't watch it like this. I probably would, but we shouldn't be, okay?
Barrel House.
All right, let's go back.
Those are good questions. I didn't even consider.
yeah, there is a mercy rule.
All right, so he hits him a bunch here.
3 attempts. There is a mercy rule.
And Sam's not even...
You can at any time.
So I keep criticizing John for dropping his guard. Sam doesn't need a guard. I understand Sam's guard's not up either. Sam's not going to get hit. And the hits that do randomly land on the side of his face have no power behind them. There's no reason for him to be in guard. He's just hanging out.
John doing an instrument
Hex him again there.
back to Alvey.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh, cross the other side of the body.
You better put your hands up. There's 10 seconds left.
Even the announcers are like, put your fucking hands up, bro.
Two, three.
Hit him there. Pretty good one.
Alvey's dancing on him.
Going right through his guard.
John makes,
All right, that's the end of the first round.
I think this fifth meal.
We get into the second round.
Just talking about that. If he makes it,
He kicks him a lot in this.
Sam will pay for a whole night.
Well,
So you kick a lot to get someone used to like, hey, trying to absorb that kick. Either catch it or trying to absorb it. And then once you fake a kick and they drop their guard trying to catch the kick, then you just fucking punch them in the face.
Phillies for him.
yeah, I'll just
Or professionals do. I don't.
say his IT band is going to be restless leg syndrome.
Restless leg syndrome. He tells him multiple times. Right there, he just told him, watch. Put your hands up.
Phillies for him.
Yeah,
Watch.
I'll just say his IT band is going to be restless leg syndrome.
Right here. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Yeah. And John is exposing. Kicks here.
Like Sam could kill him right here.
Now field goal range.
Hits him a couple times there.
1, 2, 3, 2 and a hoppity hop. It looks like he's starting to do some periwinkle on his toes.
All right, this is the little grapple we got. And John thought he could, like, he's probably done this to people before. John thought I could put my weight on him and bring him down. You can see him try it. Sam doesn't go anywhere. Watch.
With a hoppity hop. It looks like he's starting to do some periwinkle on his toes.
Right here, he tries to step out and nope, not going nowhere, baby.
Close to the cameras. Please. Sportsman-like conduct.
All right, he lets him get his mouthpiece again.
Reverse spine.
And here we go. This is where he starts. Oh, that face straight down is bad. So look, he threw 2 back-to-back fake lefts, right? Pretending like he's loading up his left. He threw them back-to-back, and both times John looked straight down at the ground.
Very sportsman-like conduct.
Watch.
We're gonna reverse fine him $500.
Right here. Boom. Okay, that was one. How the fuck can you tell where you're about to get hit from right here? That's one. He did it the whole match, but these 2 are back-to-back. That's one. And then we get one more. Another fake left. And where does his head go? You can't strike in the back of the head, but man, could you throw a fucking knee right to his face? And he's helping you.
And Sam Alvey might have could have
There's a knee.
entire existence with that one left hook, but now he makes it interesting.
See, the few punches that are landing here have no fucking power. They're way out here. It's almost like fucking giving somebody a super aggressive hug. So yeah, a few punches actually land. Like that one kind of goes over his back. There's one that kind of wraps around on his ear right there. But there's just no power in them. Look, it's like he's fucking inflatable arm flailing tube man. Comes out, he's not looking. He can't tell where he's throwing it. He has no idea where it's going to land. He has no idea if Sam can block it or if Sam's even there. All he can see is Sam's feet. It comes over and up against his shoulder, kind of, and then kind of touches his ear. Then the opposite hand, and then another one, and Sam does a good job ducking it, keeping his eyes up.
He makes it interesting.
It's just going down to
It's about to end right here.
I can imagine that if
He comes in with a body shot. Ooh,
this wouldn't last long.
he's already stumbling on his feet. He doesn't have
Speaking of that phone booth,
many good shots.
Sam does not want to pay for that chili.
well, he doesn't want to do a body shot either.
Sam does not want to pay for that Chili's dinner.
I think it just bounce off.
Well, I think it just
So a lot of fighting technique is getting your head off the center line, right? So a lot of moves can be thrown by many people, different punches, different kicks, but you got to combine that with getting your head off the center line. If you leave your head just kind of floating there, no matter how good you can throw something, somebody's going to come up and pop you in the face.
made him a little angry. Oh, the slippity.
Caught him with that right. Another kick, and he's about to end it right here.
So many nicknames for this John. The refrigerator, the lunch.
And he was already stumbling. Like, look how wild his punches are. What is this? This is not a punch, or not a punch that's going to have any effect on anybody. It might be effective if it was a slap, but hell, they're wearing gloves. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a joke. Plus, he can barely stand up right now. He's so tired he can barely stand up. A couple more good shots, and he's gonna do what he did. He's gonna jump on his belly, and that'll be it.
Box, the lunch pail.
Ooh. Don't back off now. And that uppercut. He tries to push him away.
Coach Stan Henderson.
Oh,
Damn!
hands up and get the slugging.
Damn it.
Chin high and exposed. Got to get his hands up and chin down.
Yes.
And it comes back to the kicks. Work the kicks. Those hurt. Even if they don't seem like they're doing that much damage, they fucking hurt. Especially when that muscle is flexed. He went from the calf to the thigh, and goddamn, they hurt. So this is not a knockout. It's not like he knocked him unconscious. This is, the guy can already barely walk, barely stand. He's out of breath. He can't breathe. His cardio's fucking done. And he just got hit hard, so this is the easiest way for him to quit.
The slugging.
Down, chin high and exposed. Got to get his hands up and chin down.
Yes, he's learning a hard lesson about conditioning.
And Sam's not even breathing heavy.
Right hand.
Call Susan. Call Susan.
So I went out of my way to say the phrase, wacky, waving, inflatable arm flailing tube man. And then Dr. J comes in the fucking chat and says, like one of those air blowy things in a mattress store. I set the whole goddamn thing up for you, Dr. J. The whole thing. From start to finish. Wacky waving, inflatable arm flailing tube man. And you're like, one of those blowy things with air. What was my explanation not good enough?
What a sparring session, everybody.
He's done. I want to see where the live stream's at now.
After party in the barrel house.
Anybody talking shit here?
And hey, he took some punches. He wasn't just backing down.
He took way more punches than I thought he was going to the body shots, plenty of clean headshots, all those leg kicks.
I don't think we can compare that. I don't think we can say, well, he took way more, because not against Sam. You might say like, oh, at least he showed up and took some punches. But there's Sam was at what, 40%?
And took 4 calf kicks consecutively from Sam Alvey, with probably 0 leg kick training ever.
And statistically, like we said, he lasted longer than world champion Tyrone Spong, which is crazy.
That's unbelievable. He's earned that monster right there. He really has.
Yeah, again, brought to you by Monster Energy.
People are demanding a rematch in the comment section here.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a rematch for the next fight. Right?
Maybe we'll see him make it back. Oh, look at the sportsmanship right there, folks.
The next time there's fight night, we might have a rematch when Johnny's more trained in season.
Yes.
Yes, if he takes some training, sure. But there's no way he's going to be able to keep up with just the hand speed and the hand-eye coordination of someone who's done this for years and years and years and years without training. He's like, I fought in the streets. And anybody can do that.
You can watch tomorrow night at combatsportsnow.com. Hendo's Fight Night 21.
Hendo's Fight Night.
Hendo's Fight Night 21.
Sam could have won immediately. You're right.
Lance Conway, 2 championship fights.
Before the bell was done echoing, Sam could have killed him.
And those are fights. Those are not matches.
Thank you so much, Sam Alvey. We hope to catch you all tomorrow at Hendo's Fight Night 21 on combatsportsnow.com. Thank you, Marco. Don't miss a moment.
And we'll have Sam on commentary tomorrow night, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, we're going to make it happen. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you so much and have a fantastic evening.
Let's check this out. Hold on. Here's something I want to see. The stream has ended already. So.
Smiling Sam. Shout out to
Mr. Bully beat down himself.
I want to hear
Jason Mayhem Miller is right next to us.
the bell.
Look it up. Yeah, testing 1, 2, 3. Great to be on the mic with you guys. God bless. It's a great broadcast, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, Smiling Sam's coming out looking pretty buff and thick.
I remember
this
this.
guy's looking a little so I hope you're getting
And I enjoy the sparring session. 5-minute rounds.
That's really the question. The TikTok unanswered question is, does he have the dog in him? Can he go all night? Can he avoid getting tapped out? That's the big one, huh? Did he do 6 months of jiu-jitsu? Did he do 6 months of sprawl training? Did he do 6 months of sprawl training? Did he do an underhook? Did he do an overhook in his entire life? All those answers and more coming up in the first round.
That's a good question, but I didn't even consider. No, absolutely. This is why we needed Mr. Mayhem Miller to be here with us tonight.
All right, Coach, serious. It's tremendous.
All right. Let's say at -12. Let's say at -13. And then he's on the ground at -6. Even when we take the break between rounds, even when we include the break between rounds, the redoing the mouthpiece, the everything that went on, he lasted 7 minutes. A lot of shit talking the last 7 minutes, huh? John claims he's the best fighter still. He showed up and got in the ring with the champion. Shit, he got some of my respect. Damn. Have him challenge Strickland next like he was talking shit about. Strickland might kill him. Strickland beat the fuck out of Sneeko. Knowing that, have you guys, I've showed it on the show, but let's check it out. And the whole time, he's playing this, he's doing this crazy, like, 5D chess saying, now you realized. Now you realize you fucked up. Now you realize you got in the ring with someone who's trained. Now you realize everything you've done doesn't mean anything. We're going against a professional. It's like I drive my car to Walmart once a week. Let's go get in fucking F1, Formula One cars, and I bet you I can beat the reigning champion. Like, it's just not the fucking same. So Sean Strickland beats the fuck out of Sneeko and is playing like this mental game with him the whole time. A lot of people said he went too hard and actually came out against Sean Strickland for beating the fuck out of this guy. But I don't like Sneeko, so I don't really care. And he asked Sneeko before this ever happens, he says, you ever sparred? And he's like, yeah, well, I kind of, with my buddies. He's like, no, have you ever really sparred in a gym with someone who knows what they're doing? Well, no, I don't. It's like Sean Strickland knew this was bad. Thank you for the resubscription.
Subscribed for 28 months.
Appreciate it.
What's up?
But watch this.
He's not dating, but I'm not gonna hit him. You're not gonna hit him in the.
He said right there, I'm not going to hit him hard. That's a lie. He does start unloading on him in a minute. But you'll see right here, the whole first part of this, he doesn't even really strike. He's letting Sneeko take all his shots.
Let's see the influencer. Let's see the influencer. Come on, bro. You're gonna be a fucking man.
You're going to be a man. And Sneeko, a lot of people think Sneeko has this weird complex where he's like one of those red pill people, but he also talks about going to a swinger party and how bad it hurt him that his girlfriend was fucking some other dude and he was watching like a cuck. And he's got some daddy issues maybe. So he's getting him upset here, I think. Genuinely upset. But then he fucking unloads on him.
Think about if you knocked me out, how cool that would look. You can actually accomplish something by doing nothing.
If Sam would have fought John this hard as he's about to in just a second, it would have been a lot more sad.
Sit down on the hooks and go.
See if you can tell where he starts kicking in.
We got 4 minutes. As we get closer to the 3-minute mark, you're about to.
He doesn't have a mouthpiece in. He doesn't plan on getting hit in the mouth. Because even if someone can't knock your fucking teeth out, or let's say you have goddamn implants or something, titanium teeth, it still cuts your fucking lips up and shit. He just said it's in your head now. You're starting to realize that nothing you can do can hurt me.
They should be setting in right now that nothing you can do can hurt me. And this is a moment that as you're realizing you're about to have a really bad fucking day in the next minute.
You're about to have a really bad day in the next minute. He waits to the 1-minute warning and fucks him up.
Here we go, bro. You're doing so good. I'm worried about too much. There's this moment you're realizing that you cannot hurt me. Good work. No, it's coming.
See, he's playing and toying with him, just knocking his hands down, just grabbing at him or whatever.
You're a very tough influencer. 3 minutes left. Is it set in yet that you're about to get hurt? No, you're good.
Has it set in yet that you're about to get hurt? Fucking with him.
Oh. 2 minutes.
He's perfectly waiting to the 1-minute mark.
In your brain, did you think this is how it was going to go?
Sneeko's not doing bad.
Whoever's recording is like, Sneeko's not doing too bad. Just wait.
Let's go.
Throwing his hands up, letting him get all the body shots he wants.
Let that right hand go. What time we have? 2 minutes. I want to do it so long. Let that right hand go. There you go.
1 minute warning. Hold on, let me slow this down to regular speed. Like, clearly there's a difference in these people and like fucking people that don't fight. All right, watch this. He fucking unloads on him.
I want to enjoy this a little bit longer.
And honestly, I'm saying he unloads on him. He's still probably only doing like 60, 70%. I don't think he's trying to kill him. But here we go. That was the 1 minute warning you just heard.
There you go.
And he can't stop him. He can't even see him punching. He doesn't even know where to look.
Jesus.
If Sean Strickland hadn't given him that little break right there, he would have never seen him again. So a lot of fighters criticized him for this. Like, this isn't a training moment. This isn't sparring. This is you bullying somebody. And the whole time doing this mental thing, like, you're a big, tough influencer, huh? You can't do nothing to hurt me. Just wait. Just wait till 1 minute's left. Well, you're about to have a real bad 1 minute. He's fucking him up. He probably went way too far. And they were supposed to go that full minute of a sparring session, and the ref had to come separate them. Like, look at these last 3 punches he lands right in his fucking mouth.
Jesus.
These lefts right here. When Sneeko turns sideways, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Sneeko has to go back on his stream with his fucking fat lip and his bloody nose and shit. Be like, ooh, it was pretty good. I think I did all right.
You didn't fall down, Sneeko. You didn't fall down. That's good graphics and heavy shots, man. Good job.
Like, he basically made him a cuck again. Like the story Sneeko tells about being a cuck and how much he hated it and how bad he made him a cuck again right here on his own live stream. And again, Sean Strickland he can still talk fine. He hasn't broken a sweat. He hasn't done anything because they do this every fucking day. Like, you just have to understand that's different. Like, you might win a fight in a gas station parking lot with some crackhead, right? Maybe. It's always better to run just to be safe, but you might win a fight. You're not, without training or with a little bit of training, going to be able to stand in the ring with an MMA fighter.
Hey, you didn't fall, Sneeko. Good job. There you go. That was awesome. He's a world champion, but he fucking world champion. But he didn't go down. He was a hard shot. World champion. Awesome. Why'd you throw in the towel? I just throw some balls.
Why'd you throw in the towel? Because you're crying. Why'd you throw in the towel like that? You're crying. Your nose is twice its normal size. There's tears running down your eye. You were going to die. Why'd you throw in the towel?
He was a world champion, but he didn't go down. He was a hard shot. World champion. Awesome. Why'd you throw in the towel?
Look at the tears running down his face. Why'd you throw in the towel?
Fucking guy hits hard.
And again, even though I personally believe Sean probably went too far, I just don't care because Sneeko's a piece of shit. He could have made it much worse. Like, he was punching so slow while Sneeko can't even see him, right? He's throwing a couple punches, but he's backing off. He's throwing a couple punches, backing off, throwing a 1-2, and then backing off. But when you're as a professional and you're trained to do this, and someone's just looking down at the ground, you could fucking literally murder them. Like, if you wanted to knock them out, you could easily.
No, bro, you did great. Like you said, obviously you wasn't going hard in the beginning. But
yeah, imagine that guy that fights for a living actually hits hard. Who would have thunked it? Why's it got? I don't know why it's listed my live stream as unstable. Fucking Twitch is messed up or something.
Even though Sneeko got a beat down, he was all fun and chilly after the spar.
I think I watched Destiny. Destiny went over it.
And this is a moment that as you're realizing you're about to have a really bad fucking day in the next minute. Here we go, bro. You're doing so good.
agreement with Sneeko gets 3 minutes to do whatever he wants, then Sean can unload. Oh, was that the pre-agreement? If they literally had the pre-agreement, that's fine. Otherwise, I feel like the Strickland guy is a huge bitch in this. But I mean, if that was literally the agreement they had beforehand, then I guess you can't really.
Huge bitch.
No way, he's coming. You're very tough influencer. Read that class. Is this saying that you're about to get hurt?
I don't know what's going on with Twitch.
2 minutes.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Man, I don't know fuck all about fighting, but I feel like when you punch a dude in the nose and he laughs at you, I feel like you're in dire straits. I also don't know fuck all about fighting, but I feel like Sneeko, I guess maybe, I don't know if he's still sparring training. I feel like Sneeko could stand to gain like literally like 30 pounds. I feel like he is a stick. I don't know if unless there's like weight classes you train for, like featherweight or whatever the lightest airy float in a wind thing is, but Sneeko is so fucking lean. When I was talking to Sneeko a year ago, I think he told me he weighed, I think it was 160, and he's like 6'2" or something. And he looks like he's still like about like maybe 5 or 10, maybe 170. He's so lean though.
2 minutes. I want to do it a little longer, then we're going to go. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Once he started actually punching, there was nothing Sneeko could do to stop him. It was just over.
Yeah. Sean Strickland fights at 185, and that's what he cuts down to. He's not cut right now, is he? He looks kind of fatty. Maybe that's what fighters look like. I have no idea. Somebody that outweighs him, and he's. Oh, okay, then maybe it doesn't matter. The deputy misinterpreted.
Damn, dude. Damn. That was rough. I can't do nothing about Twitch skipping. Nothing I can do. That's not my my expertise. Well, that was Fight Night, I guess. I wonder if anybody's made a TikTok yet. As Sam announced that he won. Not yet. This is the last one we saw.
It's fight day.
Showtime, baby.
This is Dan Henderson's Barrel House. And that is the cage we'll be fighting.
See how this restaurant, that'd be a cool restaurant. Right. And he's got the glass wall where everybody can see the fight.
And that is the cage we'll be fighting in. The fight is tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It will be live on my YouTube, link in my bio. And those of you that want to see it in person, because of state regulations, you've got to watch from this beautiful balcony. Special thank you to equipmentrentals.com. This could not have happened without you. Game time. And another special shout out to Texas Coin, who has signed up to sponsor me for my next fight against Robellis December 5th. Follow, like, share. You guys are why I do this. And remember, be here tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's fight day. I wanted to show you guys the fight venue. This is Dan Henderson's Barrel House.
For all y'all who said I wasn't coming?
It's the joke that keeps on giving. It's not that we thought you weren't coming. We just wish you'd stop announcing it every time you did.
For all y'all who said it was a joke?
I'm going to admit, I thought it was too at first.
I can see my own bit rate. It's not when I play a video.
Prove me wrong, brother.
On November 7th, I'm going to show you history.
I'm streaming everything. I got good cameras, too. The link is in my bio.
On November 7th, I'm going to show you a warrior.
Beat you to it.
On November 7th, I'm going to show you a champion.
I beat you to that as well.
On November 7th, I'm going to be your child's idol.
This was mine.
Get to know my face real quick.
How could I forget a kisser like that?
This is where we're going to be at.
A little behind the scenes UFC knowledge. We were actually told to refer to it as an octagon. We could never call it a cage.
Sam Alvey?
Think of how far we've come. You're saying my... Damn it, phrasing. You're saying my name the right way.
Knocking you out. Second round.
You understand these aren't 30-second rounds, right?
I'm going to play with you in the first.
Damn it, John. We were having a moment. You had to
Someone put this meme and just says, I can't wait.
Free and live on the link in my bio. I'm not allowed to say the word, but it's tube. Follow me there. Also, like, share, comment, all this stuff. Make this as big as possible. I'm expecting a big turnout. November 7th, 5 p.m. Pacific. What round do you think I'm going to finish him? Phrasing.
For all y'all who said
The second. Oh, God. This is him. We got to go over to John's page now. See how many people are talking shit already. I don't even remember what his name is, but it comes up as John if you search it. John the Amazing. I've seen all his videos, I think, but I do want to check his comments now. Hope you win your fight. I'm going to watch it on Sam Alvey's live stream. That's not happening. How was your nap? Oh, man. Bro, you put the glove on the wrong hand. How do you think the rest of this is going to go? Did he put his glove on his wrong hand? The fact that he posted this after putting his glove on the wrong hand. Oh, no. Yep. Yep. See the thumb hole? Oh, no. We probably could have guessed the odds from that, huh? Damn it.
You already know I'm in Temecula, California. And
wait.
Tomorrow I face off.
You said it right there yesterday. Wait a second.
All right, y'all. As you already know, I'm in Temecula, California.
Sorta. Temecula, not Temecula, but still. So he said it a lot better than Timmy Cola. I'm in Timu Cola.
I face off with the heavyweight champion of the world in the Karate Combat Pit and former UFC fighter. Now, Sam Alvey, yes, is a good fighter, and so am I. And this is a great...
And so am I.
Honor to be able to prove to him and the rest of you in the world what I can actually...
Someone said, respect for you showing up, but bruh, you're in big trouble. And he said, no, Sam's in big trouble.
Do. For all the other countries that are watching this, and for the whole United States of America, I want you to know that I fight for the people, and that I fight in God's name. That being said, I'll share a biblical scripture with you. The book of Matthew says, I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger. And
we already watched the fight. That was the first part of the stream.
Invited me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you cared for me. I was in prison, and you visited me. And the disciples said, when, Lord, did we do any of these things for you?
It only lasted, even with the breaks between rounds, it only lasted 6.5, 7 minutes. Knockout in the second round.
And he said, verily I say unto you, when you have done the least of these things, when you have done the least of these things for any of my children, you have done it for me. Through the octagon, I will show my power. I will show my strength.
We saw it.
I will spread God's word. I will spread...
Someone said, oh wait, I want to read this comment. So someone said, I just don't want you to let this ruin your hope, bro. Trained fighters are different animals. Hopefully, this inspires you to join a good gym and train. Maybe even get a sponsorship from Sam or from a gym membership or something and move down to train with a good crew. Work the gym or something. You seem like a good guy. And he said, I'm built different. I will knock out Sam. Is that what happened?
You already know I'm in Temecula, California. And tomorrow I face off with the heavyweight champion of the world. For all y'all who said I wasn't coming.
At least he showed up.
For all y'all who said it was a joke, on November 7th, I'm going to show you history. On November 7th, I'm going to show you a warrior. On November 7th, I'm going to show you a champion. On November 7th, I'm going to be your child's idol. Get to know my face real quick. Here's the octagon. This is where we're going to be at.
I can show you everything you need to see. Hold on. It was bad from start to finish. 7,000. I think that's it. 7,000 viewers.
Thought about his
we might as well watch the knockout one more time.
Through the round. John has woke up. Not either.
I think it just bounced off.
This is all you need to see to know exactly how the fight went.
Oh, the slip and slide Sam Alvey.
John can take damage.
There's There's so many nicknames for this junk. The refrigerator, the lunchbox.
Has he got Florida? Hold on. Has he got Florida tattooed on his back with like state routes and shit? No, it's not Florida. What is that, chat? It looks like a map with like roads and shit on it, right? Oh, here he comes. It says FloridaMan.com.
Refrigerator, the lunchbox, the lunch pail. He's getting Campbell's soup. All right, John, let's get in there. Let's get in there in your swimwear.
Coach Stan Henderson.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, guys.
I'm going to have to figure out why my bit rate's dipping so low.
Down, chin high and exposed. Got to get his hands up and chin down.
Yes, yes, he's learning a hard lesson about conditioning.
It ended exactly like everybody thought it ended. PA Pilots Court win. Drone sting exposed. What is this about drones? What is this? Hold on. Got knocked out in the second round.
Welcome back to the Drone Deer Recovery channel. I'm Mike.
I'm Kevin.
Actually, before we get...
So these people use like thermal and infrared drones to like find your deer after you shoot it. And then they even have drones big enough to where they can field dress it, put it on a harness and fly that bitch out.
If you guys want to see long form content,
we're on YouTube.
You guys have been...
What was the drone sting?
You've been waiting to do this for a while, to share your side of the story of how the... Do you call them game wardens or game commission people? What do you call those people that took your stuff?
The game wardens, Pennsylvania Game Commission.
Yeah, the Pennsylvania Game Commission. When they took your drone, there's a lot more to the story than what was being told. This is your podcast. Let us know how this whole story unfolded.
I don't know. Redneck Broad, neither one of them's trained, though. Sam Alvey's been fighting for 30 goddamn years. Like,
Kevin will pop up with questions.
It's so dumb.
I'd love to hear.
And John's just been talking shit on TikTok.
How it all went down. Let's start with literally the call. How they call you by the hunter. That was a game warden too, right?
Correct. Yeah, undercover game warden. Obviously, I did not know that.
Okay, so yeah, let's just address him as the undercover game warden.
Oh, an undercover game warden pretending to be a hunter called you to ask you to help with your drone?
Slash hunter with his child that called you.
Cannot shoot from a drone.
Phone call or voicemail that this gentleman had shot and killed a deer. I believe they've killed a deer in gun season in PA, and he said he had been looking for the deer. He found blood and hair, but could not find it. So every indication that this guy shot this deer legally. It was like 4 PM, so he left the voicemail. I was unable to answer at the time.
Were you on another recovery, hopefully?
I was not. Okay. But I did call him back then, or text him and let him know, hey, I'll give you a call in 5 minutes. I did call him back, spoke to him. I had some commitments right as it was getting dark, so I said I would be able to get there later in the evening, like 8 or 9 o'clock. He seemed to agree with it. He said that, yeah, giving it a little bit of time wouldn't hurt anything. Like, that's kind of standard practice. So I agreed to meet him at 9 o'clock at this location.
Did he give you a name?
He did, yes.
But have you since found out, was that an actual name?
It was an undercover name.
Okay, shot. So we can't be like, hey, John.
Yeah, no, and I will not disclose his actual name.
Oh, but you know his actual name.
Or his undercover name. Out of respect for him, I will not disclose that. And so I hope that...
Okay, so how did you find out about his name? Was it through the court case?
Yeah.
So they had to tell you.
Correct.
Oh.
Correct.
So is he an actual game warden?
Yes.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
So that's not just his job, is to do sting operations?
Well, he's an undercover agent, so...
I mean, what could possibly be wrong about, as long as someone didn't shoot it like way out of fucking season or killed like 10 of them, you know, and the limit's like 2, and they got their license. What could be wrong about using a drone to help find a deer?
My understanding is that undercover operations are his, like...
Oh, okay. Do you know how he got your phone number?
I don't know. I mean, there's...
Oh, I was hoping you say on the DroneDeerRecovery.com website.
He very well could have. I do not know.
To your knowledge, did he only target you, or were there other drone operators that he targeted?
Yeah, let's not get too steered off that. Let's hear the story first.
I'll get back to that. Right.
There's so much. There's so much.
So I prepared to go do the recovery flight. I checked to make sure that we were able to fly there. I mean, I'd asked him if it was on public-private land, because there is a statute in PA that you're not allowed to fly on state game lands.
That's taking off and landing on, but I definitely can fly over top of it.
Correct. They do not have jurisdiction. Correct. So I specifically asked that question. He said it's public land with access, so he had access to this, but it was not game commission land.
Okay.
So I checked to make sure that you're able to fly this at this location that he provided. There was no restrictions that were listed at that area. No temporary flight restrictions, any of that kind of stuff. So
did he show you like a picture of the deer that he shot? Or?
He did not. No. And I ran into that quite a bit, like with guys in gun season not having a history.
Yeah, that's all right. I didn't know if he did or not. At the time, because this was so early. Actually, tell us, was that in 2023?
Yeah, so it was December of 2023.
Yeah. Did you have him like sign something? Because back then, you know, we were so early into this technology, helping hunters. We were doing it in the beginning here in Ohio to protect ourselves, that they actually did shoot a deer, and not just lying to try to help scout at that time.
So I had a waiver he signed. There were like 8 bullet points. One of them was I shot and believed to have killed a deer legally.
Wow. He signed that.
So he did sign a waiver that no weapons would be present anytime that I was on site. That if we did find the deer to be alive, that he agreed that he would not pursue it until the following legal hunting day. All of these, all of these things were.
I mean, Oh, that's a good. I would never thought about that as a cover your ass because I'm sure you can't like basically poach with a drone, right? You can't do recon. And he had a thing in his clause in his contract that said, if we find the deer alive, you won't pursue it to the next illegal hunting day because a legal hunting day in most states ends like 30 minutes before sunset.
This is textbook. This is how you should do it. This is how it should have been done.
There was no misconstruing the reason we were there, and it was all agreed upon side and whatnot. I mean, it was very clear to me that this guy had good intentions. It didn't seem mischievous or anything like that. So.
Yeah, when he showed up, he looked like a normal hunter dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, like this guy is perfect for the, what is it called, role?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, he played his role well. I'll give him that. So
hey, if you're watching their lesson.
So he did have what I believe he called his nephew, which I found out later was another undercover game warden.
Wow.
That is that young.
I mean, they were acting. I mean, he was acting as if, in no way do I mean this in a bad way, but he was acting as though he had special needs.
The younger one.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's the.
Do you have to screen record it? This conversation of you? Did you shoot the deer?
It was, but they confiscated the drone.
Did they delete the recording off?
It was not there when I got it back.
Oh.
Did you check the deleted file? Like with the SD card there?
Yes. Well, no, it was cleared. It went to the Pennsylvania State Police Crime Lab.
That is so freaking.
Yeah, because guys, so when
that's shady as fuck.
I would like to have.
He won the case clearly, or he's talking like he won the case, and they still scrubbed his SD card from the drone.
Everybody that's doing a deer recovery, screen record because it captures audio and what the drone is seeing at the time. Yep. That is so baloney that they were allowed to delete it because that's yours.
That's tampering with evidence. Is what that is.
Well, that's the thing. They would not. My attorney asked them to bring the drone into the courtroom, and they refused to do so. And the judge said that wasn't necessary.
The whole case was about the drone.
Well, it was, but let's just say there was some bias. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get into details.
So you show up, they do their act, and you're like, okay, yep, I'm gonna launch the drone.
So we look.
I think it's scary. I guess this applies to multiple facets of like life. I think it's scary that you could just be like on the bleeding edge of technology, but still doing everything legally. Like you did your research and background, and you talk to people online, and you want to make sure you're on the up and up, doing everything legally, even though you could do things illegally, like a back door and make more money or do it quicker or whatever. But you're trying your best to do. But you get a judge that's been on the bench for 40 fucking years, and he doesn't understand like technology, and then he just has a bias against you. Because he doesn't understand fucking drones or how they're supposed to use. I don't know. That's kind of scary.
Look at a map. We were talking about where he was at, like relative to where we were at, where the deer went. He described the direction it went from where he shot it. So I get ready to launch. I launch the drone. We start going in the direction of where he said he shot the deer. We get close to where he had said he shot the deer, and there was a deer. We lit it up. We looked at it, and
you hit him with the zoom.
With the zoom, yeah. It was a buck. The crazy part is that before I even looked at that deer, I saw another thermal. I said, "Hey, look, like that looks like two deer," but here it was. The deer had stood up from the bed. Yep. So there was a bed there and the deer. They tried to cite me for disturbing wildlife because they said I got that deer to stand up out of the bed because of the drone.
Oh, jeez.
So I mean, they were stretching for stuff.
Yeah.
And then they just try and pile on citations to try and get you to plead us.
Wow.
That's their whole approach.
Yeah.
We saw the deer and
disturbing wildlife because a deer stood up. You do that every time you drive down the fucking interstate, especially on a full moon.
Like, oh no, that's not my buck. So I said, okay.
Did you have like a TV screen for him to look at? Or?
I had the 24-inch monitor. So he goes, no, that's not my buck. I was like, okay. He's like, I think it was further down that direction. So I said, okay, like, I mean, you know better than me. So I start going further into the direction that he said the buck was that he shot. As soon as I start going, 2 game warden trucks roll in from either side.
Lights flashing?
No lights. Okay. Just pull in and block either side of the vehicle. Nice. So you can't. So I guess so nobody could leave or whatever. As soon as they pull in, the undercover guy and his nephew get into their truck. It was an unmarked brown pickup truck. They get in their truck and they leave
without saying anything.
Okay,
and left you there with the game wardens. What fucking dick bags, dude.
That's when I knew.
So trucks pull in. Mm-hmm. Josh has his drone still in the air, and you see these trucks, and you look over, and your client is walking away. You're not saying anything. You're just like, who is that? Or
I said, those look like game warden trucks because they had like the rack on the back. And he's like, well, what makes you think that? I was just like, I've seen a game warden truck before. I mean, it's like, okay. He doesn't say anything else. He gets in his truck and leaves. And I was like, as soon as that happened, I was like, this was a setup job.
Oh my God.
This was an absolute setup job. What extent does somebody go to sign a waiver, clearly indicate the reason why they're there? And
how close can you do this without it being fucking entrapment? Like you're telling them to go farther. You're telling them that's not your deer. Keep going. Like, got to be a fine line.
Is that even legal? Isn't that called the honeypot? Like undercover cops.
Well, they can do fake like setups. But is this a necessity for something like this? I mean, hey, we're helping you save natural resources by not allowing a deer to go to waste.
Yeah, the whole argument
is that not in the Game Commission's best interest.
Or have a bunch of coyotes jagged up and you can still get the meat, or have it completely go to waste. No one finds it. You know.
The Game Commission has kind of had it in for Josh.
I can't disclose that.
You originally were charged as guilty, all counts, right?
Yeah, so getting back a little bit to like what happened. So the interaction then, once the 2 game warden trucks pulled in, they said, what are you doing? I said, I'm here for a drone recovery flight. And I said, I have a waiver, like everything here, like all this documentation. Or no, I didn't even mention the waiver at that point. I just said I'm here for a drone flight. They said, well, that's illegal. I said, well, that's a new position because they had said on a recorded phone call back in November 2022, clearly that it was legal except for over state game lands. Yeah. I seek a legal opinion from an attorney. They provided me a legal opinion saying that they believe that there to be nothing wrong with drone being used for a recovery flight, obviously not used to hunt. Those are 2 clearly different things. And he also said not over state game lands, which would be in adherence to the statute of the code that's in place. This new position now all of a sudden was in direct conflict with what they had previously said was legal on a phone call, a recorded phone call with the Game Commission on their central dispatch line, and a legal opinion from an independent attorney.
He's so lucky he covered his ass like this. They wanted to make an example of it.
So it was in direct conflict with both of those things.
I know this doesn't really go with our normal content, but I like drones, and this is just interesting to me.
things. So I asked, well, when did this change? They couldn't provide an answer. I said, well, where did this new interpretation of the law come from? They couldn't answer that question. They just said it was from their superior. So they were hiding behind this guise.
So at this point, you've already landed your drone, put it in the case. They took the case.
I landed it, and I said, well, they were like telling me it was illegal. So I said, okay, that's fine. Like, go ahead. Like, you can issue me a citation. Like, we'll take care of it in court. Like, it's not like it's fine. And so then they're like, oh, well, we're taking the drone. And I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And so that's when they said, you can either give us the drone or we will take you down to the magistrate's office and we will arrest you for impeding an investigation.
Oh, wow.
So they like to say that I willingly gave them the drone, but willingly was they were giving me the alternative that they were going to arrest me for impeding an investigation.
Under threat of arrest is barely willingly.
Yeah, exactly. And without getting into a lot of personal details, like at the time I was going through an adoption application. So the last thing you want to do when you're going.
So it might actually be better to let them do the arrest part and then have to release you, but seize your drone, then give it to them willingly, because they're going to try to play all kinds of shit on he willingly gave it to us.
The adoption applications, they arrested. Yep. So I know I've heard suggestions, oh, well, you should have just got arrested. Well, yeah, that wasn't when I was going through an adoption application. So the last thing you want to do when you're going through an adoption application is get arrested. Yep. So I know I've heard suggestions, oh, you should have just got arrested. Well, yeah, that wasn't exactly in the cards at the time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because I had some guys tell me that through DMs and stuff. Like, he should have just, it's because we didn't know the full story.
Right. So there's always a little bit more. Like, so that was definitely not something that I wanted to happen. So, I mean, I had nothing to hide. So I said, yeah, go for it. So they seized the drone. They did not issue any citations at the time. I'm pretty sure what they were trying to do is, oh, well, this is like he's flying looking for deer, hunting for people hunting this and that. And when they got the drone and realized what was happening, I think they were like, oh.
So I don't think they allow the drones because of the unfair advantage. You use it as a, like, poaching. You could also drive. It's very loud. You could drive deer with it, like herd them back towards hunters. But every state has different rules. Like in some states you can use dogs. Some states you can't. The dogs literally herd the deers to you. We used to hunt in this place called Land Between the Lakes. And it's like, it's out in like Middle Tennessee and into Kentucky or whatever. But anyways, there's like all these little islands on this river, and you set the dogs off on one side of the islands, and they let them loose, and they run through the brush, barking and chasing and doing their thing. And then you're on the other end of like a chain of islands, and all of a sudden like 50 deer come running out at you, and you just fucking shoot one.
He's actually doing what our undercover agent signed and whatnot. So it's like, so then at that point, they sat there with the drone for almost 3 weeks before they issued a citation.
So your understanding is when they came out to stop you, they expected you to be behaving in a way that was more sketchy than how you had been?
I don't know that as a fact, but my perception is that they were maybe hoping that was the case. I have no idea.
It would be more egregious. Like you would have been not playing it safe, following the rules, and they would be able to kind of throw the book at you.
Right. So once they realized that was not the case, then they scrambled together four citations to try, because at that point they had seized my drone. So for the equivalent of what you would deem to be a parking ticket, right?
Yep.
How many vehicles get confiscated for a simple parking ticket for 13 months?
Yeah, that should not happen.
None?
Yeah.
So it was 3 weeks before you had any kind of paperwork for the $13,000 drone that was confiscated from you.
It was $13,000 at the time. Unfortunately, it's $22,000 now.
Tariffs.
Let's not get political.
But wow, so that I had no idea.
And so dissected, Kevin.
Well, I'm just thinking, I'm thinking
13,000. This is like them seizing your car, like they said, seizing your car for like a parking violation, right?
I know how like that comes.
$13,000 drone. Plenty of people drive $13,000 or cheaper dollar cars.
It's like you have to protect that, and it makes sense why a night in jail is not that big of a deal or whatever. Like fight it, but it also makes sense from the game commission's perspective. If they let you go and they say okay, actually no harm no foul, it's almost them setting a precedent a little bit.
Well, yeah. So they went like nobody put them in this position except themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
And now they have to.
This is a consistent theme throughout my whole case.
They're their own worst enemy.
Like you said, there were other guys flying in PA. Like I don't
currently still.
Well, yeah, but other guys that trained with myself with you guys that actually had game wardens accompany them on flights. Not only do you have a phone call where you said it's legal except for overstate game lands in November of 2022, which preceded this case by a year and a month, but you also have game wardens accompanying flights.
And then I remember when he called me.
Yeah, that would be wild to go to court and be like, well, sometimes people do exactly what I do, and you come out and hang out with them and watch the flight. But then when I do it for some reason, you come storming in and arrest me.
All of a sudden, it's illegal, and you're setting up a sting operation.
And no official communicating a change of position during that lapse.
Well, so there's another element here. So in October, there was a game warden that called me and left a voicemail to call him back because I had ran a print ad in Lancaster Farming, like advertising the service in PA, Delaware, and Maryland. And so I called him back, and he said, well, your advertisement is illegal. And so I said, that was a new position, right? Because what I said before, like they had on the record said it was legal except every game lands, and I had a legal opinion from an attorney saying that it wasn't legal or that it wasn't illegal. I mentioned those things to him, and so he said, okay, well, what's your attorney's name and phone number? So I provided my attorney's name, I provided my attorney's phone number. I then contacted my attorney and I said, hey, look, like this gentleman reached out, and the attorney said, okay, I'll take care of it. Like I gave him his information. I thought nothing of it. I didn't get a call back. I never got an official warning from that game warden. I never got a call from my attorney. I never got a call back from him. So from what I believed was that they were in contact with each other, or it wasn't a big deal. Exactly my point. In the case then in court, they tried to say that.
No, come back here, Dr. Javier Banana, right now.
A warning. Wow. Whereas he got the information from my attorney and acted as though he was going to call my attorney and heard nothing else of it. So
do you know if the attorney ever called him?
There's no record. There was no record of him.
So I have a question for that first call you had on the recorded line from the game commission. Where did that come from rank-wise compared to the game warden that told you that you're not allowed to do it?
I don't know exactly the title of the person on that call, but I do know that they recommend that you call in for legal advice or for clarity on game laws and that stuff. And so my understanding is if they don't know the answer to a legal question, they won't give you a response because they don't want to mislead you. However, this response was clear as day. I have the recorded phone call now.
I listened to it.
And the crazy part is throughout my case, they tried to hide that phone call because it undermined their whole case.
But when you say they try to hide it, what do you mean by that?
The way that it's a public record, right? So if you call in to the Game Commission, they're not active. They're like a state agency, right?
Yeah, we should talk about that. Yeah, because Josh, you dove into this and figured out how they all got started. So let's remember that.
So because it's a call into a state agency or what acting as a state law enforcement agency for the state, the Game
to preserve it.
Public record, right? So you can make a request for any of those calls. We made a request in January of 2024, following them seizing the drone at the end of 2023. It was like January 4th or something like that. There was a right to know request made for that November 2022 call. They came back within a day or two and said that call does not, we do not have a record that exists for that call. So it was almost immediately. So it was like, okay, like they're going to play this game.
That's so messed up.
We then subsequently, so my magistrate appearance or trial in the magistrate court, which is like the lower court, a lot of what they process are like parking tickets, like speeding tickets, like all that kind of stuff. We subpoenaed that record. They had to provide the record of that call, that specific number, that time, that call duration. We had a Verizon bill with that detail on, with the phone number, with the phone number of the central dispatch number. So if you call that number on that Verizon bill, it would go right to it. This phone call is recorded. It's the Game Commission saying these phone calls are recorded. Can be recorded. We requested that, or we got a subpoena issued for that record for the magistrate court office. So at that point in time, both the Game Commission and the Lancaster County District Attorney's Office, who was prosecuting the case on their behalf, they were made aware of that call record. They got that subpoena. So there's no way that they can put their head in the sand and say they had no idea that call record existed because that paperwork was sent to them.
Why does this sound so?
This sounds third world country. Like this kind of corruption is crazy.
You grew up in.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to deal with that in the U.S.
Is where does accountability lie, and how do I push forward and not allow this to happen to somebody else?
Yeah, because how often has it happened?
They said the call record did not exist on the January 2024 right to know request. But then, so in the magistrate's office, it did not come up. We needed somebody to testify or to be able to bring that call record up in court. However, in the magistrate's office or magistrate district court, that's not a court of record. So there was fear of retaliation from the Game Commission, and that's why that person would not testify.
So the recording exists, but force it to be produced, and when somebody testifies, who will not testify because they know that they're going to get
fear of retribution from the Game Commission.
How effed up is that?
I don't want to get
I'm kind of pissed off right now.
We should be.
And you've been in this for 13 months, battling this BS.
Right, exactly.
That is straight up.
Well, so for 13 months for a case where in November of 2022 they said it's legal except for every 8 months.
So did you ever make them produce a phone call?
Well, yeah, that's the case.
Yes, not necessarily one, but got it thrown out.
You know what? Honestly, Josh, I kind of hate to say this, but I'm glad it was you because you were like, I'm fighting this. I mean, we needed somebody like that, like to push the Game Commission, and through it, you learned a lot of stuff that now could potentially help other people.
Right.
So I appreciate you like fighting. Like,
took one.
I'll get to that. So it's kind of a timeline. So in the magistrate's office, magistrate judge or the district judge said he upheld the charges. Right. He even said at the end, he's like, well, both sides have made like strong arguments, but I'm upholding the charges. And he said specifically that legislators need to address drones in the state of Pennsylvania. So he said, like in his ruling, he upheld the charges, but he said it needs to be addressed by the state senators. They're actually sitting in front of a judge. You're actually going to the county courthouse. I filed the appeal. The appeal got scheduled for September of last year. Ironically, the beginning of the week, it was scheduled for Thursday. On a Monday, Senator Coleman initially introduced his bill in the state of Pennsylvania to legalize drone use for recovery. He introduced it on a Monday. I had court on a Thursday, and within a couple hours of Senator Coleman introducing that bill, the Game Commission sought a delay in my case.
Did you know Senator Coleman?
I spoke to him. Yes.
Yeah, but like, who got him to initiate like, let's write a bill?
So he saw. I mean, he was following you guys. He saw the that. He saw some of the stuff that was coming out about my case, and he has a pilot's background. So he was introduced. They sought for a delay.
That makes sense. It sounds shady as fuck, though, doesn't it?
Where it is legal, they were still holding the drone.
Yeah.
To try and I don't know, prevent me from being able to use it. I don't know.
But you said no, Game Commission. I need an M350.
Anyways, that sounds pretty fucking shady. Almost as shady as that Argentina company that doesn't exist, where they pushed the CEO off a mountain, and then signed a multi-billion-dollar deal with him. That was kind of crazy, huh?
Ref, timeout, November, bring it in. Yes, coach? You killed Dick on Erection Day? Excuse me? Dick Cheney died on Election Day. I don't know if that's what he said. Bush is devastated that Dick is gone. I'm sorry, what? George Bush, very upset. There was a mass stabbing on a train in the UK. But coach, nobody died. Let's focus on the positives. He killed Dwayne Roberts, invented the frozen burrito. And James Watson, who discovered the molecular structure of DNA. And those things are equally important in some circles. And he killed Tika the fashion influencer dog. I can't defend the killing of a dog. At least 13 are dead after a plane crashed in Louisville. Okay, so you've brought back crashing planes.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the UPS crash? That was fucking wild, dude. And there's like a point of view from like a tractor and trailer driver. It's insane.
Also cancelling a bunch of flights in America because of the government shutdown. If I can't get back to my mother's funeral next week, I will end you. Noted. More prisoners have been mistakenly released in the UK. That's an easy mistake to make. Oh, is it? Oh, look, there's a prisoner. Not in prison. When you put it like that, a typhoon in the Philippines killed 60 and an earthquake in Afghanistan killed at least 8. Natural disasters are hard to stop. Weren't they a wrestling tag team? Yeah, you need to give me something to work with. A 4th person just died at Disney World. I thought that was the happiest place on earth. It is. To die. And the woman who was shot by a 6-year-old was just awarded $10 million. Oh, well, that's great news. No, it isn't. Why not? Because now I want to get shot by a 6-year-old. Ref, timeout, November, bring it in. Yes, coach. You killed Dick on Erection Day? Excuse me? Dick Cheney died on Election Day.
We've seen that one.
Herpes monkeys on the loose. What goes on over there? Shoot that monkey! Must you shoot everything? What would you do? Stab it? We wouldn't have monkeys on the loose. But yes, we must shoot everything. That explains why you average 1.4 mass shootings a day. Hey, dumbass, you can't have 0.4 of a mass shooting. Your gun laws are so outdated. I don't want to hear it. You have just as many mass stabbings. We really don't. Oh no, a crazy guy just stabbed 10 people on a train. Sounds like it's time for...
Oh no.
That crazy guy committing a mass stabbing on a train in the UK is more proof that gun control actually works. Don't tell me to ban guns when you can't control knives. Nobody died. You won't now. A crazy guy hell-bent on killing as many people as possible got on a train armed with a knife and nobody died. So, how many would have died if he had an assault rifle? Probably all of them. All of them. You still got batshit crazy people over there. Oh yes, but we didn't fix crazy. We fixed what crazy can do. Wait a minute. Is that a monkey? We got dang. I fucking hate the poor. Crazy because a lot of them voted for you. And what the hell is a SNAP benefit? Just food money for low-income families so they don't die. And why can't people have those? Because your government is shut down and can't fund them. So maybe we should just let it happen. You'd rather let people die than end the shutdown. It's why we need to remove Philip. Who? Philip Buster. I heard he's in...
Oh, we saw that one too, I think. All right, let's see what we got here.
Leaders here in Chicago are outraged after ICE...
Oh, shit. They went into the pre-K daycare while students were present, tackled a teacher to the ground, and drug her out of there in front of the kids.
Officers around 7 a.m. yesterday chased a teacher at this daycare inside through these doors and arrested her. They brought her out, according to video that circulated on social media. She had her hands behind her back. Meanwhile, she was saying to them that she had a work authorization, that she had papers. ICE says that she was a passenger in a vehicle that they were targeting. They say that that vehicle didn't pull over and that instead that car pulled into this plaza. The woman jumped out, ran into this daycare, which, again, she's a teacher. And so ICE officers had no choice but to go inside that daycare and arrest her. They say that she's here illegally from Colombia, that she paid a human smuggler to take her teenagers to the United States.
And, like, I mean, like, obviously that's not the best choice, but clearly it was to the point where that was her only choice, right?
And so ICE is unapologetic about what happened.
Imagine how, I just want you to think for a second. Imagine how shitty your life would have to be for you to pay people that are known to human traffic and rape and murder and steal, to pay those people to try to get your kids out of where you are. Then let's punish them for it.
Yesterday. Meanwhile, parents here are absolutely outraged. They said that they are disgusted by what they saw here yesterday and that those ICE officers need to be held accountable.
There were children in the building. There were babies in the building. They have crossed a line.
I saw this on TikTok. Someone said that her kid was there.
Our schools, our libraries, our churches should be safe places for our children.
This woman is a trusted, loved member of her community with a work permit who has dedicated her life to caring for children.
Parents and leaders here in Chicago are out.
Damn, dude.
Can you give me the name of the standard unit of electrical power?
What?
A what? Correct.
The customer states that it rolls in park, which, I mean, you spin this wheel, that wheel does nothing because this axle right here is broke.
Oh, shit.
So what's the issue? Broken axle? Looks like it. Joints are all destroyed. But what caught my attention was all this oil that was down here.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Walking up, and you see everything that's scraped.
Oh, my God.
Resonators, the
they flattened everything.
Exhaust pipe. Whoa!
Oh, my God.
It's not even a pipe anymore. You can...
For 32 months.
Thank you for the resubscription. I appreciate it.
The see-through pipe? I don't know. Got some oil leaks. Nothing too crazy for the mileage of the car. You get over here and the oil
oh my God
is
flat,
destroyed from being bottomed out. That drain plug.
What the fuck are they bottoming out on?
Is no longer plugging the drain. It just dripped in front of the camera. This subframe, destroyed. Rack mounting, almost destroyed.
So in conclusion,
car's totaled.
The customer stays.
God damn, dude.
I'm not touching the car. Leave me alone. Look what they're doing. This is my right. She's having a seizure. They're trying to rip the baby out of her hands. She's having a seizure.
Back up. Oh my God, don't touch me.
Pittsburgh, Massachusetts. This is what's going on this morning. Stop yelling at her. Stop yelling at her because you feel insecure. I'm not touching the car. Leave me alone. Look what they're doing. Document.
Back up.
This is my right. She's having a seizure. They're trying to rip the baby out of her hands. She's having a seizure.
Back up. Oh my God, don't touch me.
Pittsburgh, Massachusetts. This is what's going on this morning. Stop yelling at her. Stop yelling at her because you feel insecure. I'm not.
I don't know if the seizure's real. I don't know. I would say it's 99.9999999% that the ICE agent's grip didn't cause the seizure, but that's awful.
Excuse me, we have to change the oil, and it's going to be super hot. You got it?
How's that drain plug so tight?
See what I mean? Yeah, what the hell? It's
all the way out?
Change the oil last on this. Oh, man.
It's cross-threaded.
There's blue Loctite on it. I don't know, but I'm in the splash zone. Well, here, don't pull it over. No, I'm holding it. We're going to get cooked when we come down. I'm holding it. See what I mean, though? Damn. All right, pull this oil change thing back. No, pull this back. Damn. I'm going to hold it. All right. We're going to hold this up. We're going to try to get out of the splash zone. I don't know if you're going to be able to get it. No, it's still tight. Okay. Okay. It's good. It's loose. I can see it. Yep. Okay, I'm ready. Nice. I got some on the trans tool. Okay, that's cool. Do it controlled.
Why was it cross-threaded? What the fuck was wrong with it? It shouldn't be that tight once it starts leaking oil.
So it's just going to be super thin. It's going to go all over the place. Excuse me, we have
Marquise, Ariste.
Mr. Ariste, you're here for two different cases. Do you need a public defender to help you with your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I think he has an attorney.
She'll be David Bigney.
Yeah. You're being held at no bond on the trafficking charge, and on the grand theft and public orders, I'm going to stay the bond. In an abundance of caution, I'm going to roll these cases to tomorrow so your counsel can be here and so Judge Duckworth can address it so there's no conflict. Thank you. But I'm taking no action on it now. We'll reset to tomorrow.
Your Honor,
he has an attorney.
I understand.
Counsel, state approach.
Okay.
I cannot touch this case with a 10-foot pole. He has an attorney that's hired on it. I'm not touching it. Is there I'm rolling it to tomorrow. He has private counsel and I have a conflict.
Ma'am, my lawyer informed me that he won't be in town until next Thursday.
Your lawyer has attorneys that work for him.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't. I know where my husband's going to be. Thank you.
Marquise.
Oh, it says when your wife is a judge. I don't think the judge is married to this guy. I think she's married to the attorney. I think that's what they're trying to convey here.
We have to talk a little bit more about the 60 Minutes interview. This is real this time, okay? And we were struggling to figure out how to title this portion of the show in the form of the YouTube video, because yesterday we did a little bit more of a facetious, they edited the Trump 60 Minutes interview. Trump made such a big deal of that with Kamala Harris, and now there's obvious edits. But we didn't yet have, or at least have the time to examine the transcript and compare it with what was released. And now we have, and if you're MAGA and you think it was reasonable for Trump to sue CBS, then use his government power to force them into paying him through a settlement, so that he would let their merger go through? And you think his frivolous lawsuit was legit and wasn't just extortion? Because 60 Minutes edited a Kamala Harris interview to shorten a longer answer, but at 2 different times when they broadcasted it, they played in totality the full thing, but just half of it here, half of it there. If you think that was worthy of his lawsuit, then you must think that someone has the right to sue Trump and or 60 Minutes over the edits that I'm going to show you. So let's kind of wade into these waters, starting with this. Trump, before the interview came out, said, I want to watch it. Maybe I'll TiVo it. Best invention. Have you ever heard of it? TiVo. Most advanced, like AI.
Very good job. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to try and watch 60 Minutes, but I may be delayed. Let's see if they treat me better than they treat other people. Although, I do say this, they treated Kamala very well. In fact, they changed their answers. I will try, but we may land just as it starts, right? It's very split second. But thank goodness for TiVo. Or something.
Hold on just a second. I'll be right back.
We love TiVo. We love TiVo. One of my favorite, one of the greatest inventions in history. Have a good time. Thank you.
The most... I say this with love to all of our older audience members, but that is like such an old man thing to say. TiVo, so revolutionary. There's a little cooler things now that have been out for a while. Blockbuster is pretty cool. You know, Netflix, they went from delivering it to your house to
Did
doing
Trump
it.
invent TiVo?
Like they'll put it, it doesn't even go out. It's like it comes out and you can watch it whenever you want on Netflix. It's crazy. It's crazy. So now we actually get to the subject at hand here. Democrats want
an old-fashioned word.
Calling for the same thing they did over the Harris interview of 60 Minutes, trimming Trump-Binance pardon exchange. We talked about earlier in the show, the Binance of it all, and CZ. And so let me play this answer for you. And I'll be skipping back and forth between the answer and the transcript. We'll be following along. And then what's so interesting is, of course, they edited heavily the 60 Minutes interview that was broadcast. That makes sense because it's limited time. But then they released the extended interview on YouTube where there's no time restrictions. And still, in the extended interview, they edited out a really key part where Trump gets flustered enough about her corruption questions that he threatens to walk out of the interview. And they cut that again. The only place you can find it is in the transcript, which who goes to CBS.com and look for the transcript of the interview? You got to read the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's TIVO.
Brain damage. Reading his speaking will give you brain damage. It's been proven. I got an MRI over it with Trump, and then I took a cognitive test, and it's pretty easy at the beginning. You know, but then at the end it gets more complicated. There you go, person. So let me play this for you. Read along with me as he talks, and I'll show you the part that they cut out. And again, I wouldn't be that wowed by this if it weren't for it changing the message a little bit, which is exactly what he wrongfully accused them of doing to help Kamala Harris. And you can find a bunch of segments where we actually go through the exact clips with that whole thing. And that started a domino effect that led to CBS bending the knee completely to Trump. And now they got Barry Weiss there doing her thing, fundamentally changing in a lot of what you had the Paramount person who was causing 60 Minutes producers to resign because she was putting so much pressure to not be too critical of Trump as they're trying to get this merger to go through as the lawsuit. So all of that's important to understand as we watch this.
People that are stupid.
Click the subscribe button. I appreciate it. Millions of people watch. Who aren't subscribed, all you got to do to support what we do here, pretty great. We can do a bunch of free content. We do have members only content. You can get the join button below. But all I ask of y'all mainly is the subscribe button, which is free.
Go ahead.
This is a question about pardons. The Trump family is now perhaps more associated with cryptocurrency than real estate. You and your sons, Don Jr. and Eric, have formed World Liberty Financial with the Witkoff family, helping to make your family millions of dollars. It's in that context that I do want to ask you about crypto's richest man, a billionaire known as CZ. He pled guilty in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws. The government at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him?
Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is. I know he got a 4-month sentence or something like that.
That undermines his entire auto pen argument for Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden didn't know who these guys were. Did he even know anything about the case? Did he know who they were? That was their argument, right? Now Trump is like, I don't know. Don't know nothing about his case. Don't know who he is. Never met him. Have no idea. Someone told me. He's good.
And I heard it was a Biden witch hunt.
In 2025, his crypto exchange Binance helped facilitate a $2 billion purchase of World Liberty Financial's.
So already there was a cut there. All I heard was a Biden witch hunt, and they cut out this next rant. So we'll see where his response
stablecoin. And then you pardoned CZ. How do you address the appearance of pay for play?
Well, here's the thing. I know nothing about it because I'm too busy doing the other thing. I can only tell you this. My sons are into it. I'm glad they are because it's probably a great industry, crypto. I think it's good. You know, they're running a business. They're not in government, and they're good. My one son is the #1 bestseller now.
Oh, wow. They did cut off a bunch.
I'm proud of them for doing that.
Quite a bit.
I know nothing about the guy other than I hear he was a victim of weaponization by government. When you say the government...
So before we get to the key part, already they did some reconfiguring, which I don't understand in the extended version. Now, the way this led in, also what was which again, normally this wouldn't be super notable. It's happening in front of the backdrop of all of this editing controversy. And so the fact that even in the extended what's usually what I thought was going to be the unedited YouTube version. Still, there's some reconfiguration, but nothing really notable is cut out. He just kind of is reiterating stuff. It's later that we get to the notable part, but just to address, because this is a standalone segment, full show viewers, it's a little redundant. But again, remember, after all the Biden autopin drama, Trump is now saying he doesn't know someone he pardoned, which would be crazy. And he's lying, most likely. So he is involved in a really corrupt scheme.
Government, you're talking about the Biden government. It's a corrupt government. Biden was the most corrupt president, and he was the worst president we've ever had. I only care about one thing. Will we be number one in crypto? Crypto has turned out, and in that sense, I've been right. Crypto has turned out to be a massive industry, if you want to call it that. And I'm very proud to say that we are far and away ahead of China and everybody else. Now, China's getting into it very big right now. If you want to go after people, you're going to kill that industry, and it'll be very bad. Tremendous number of jobs. I campaigned positively.
Like the guy who was funding transactions for Al Qaeda and Hamas and ISIS, and we can't even go after that guy.
So far, just as we're walking through this podcast listeners, I'm putting up so we can follow along with the transcript to see when it then detaches from the transcript, which is, I guess, the unedited part. But it's interesting, too, because all of this wasn't in it. He gave a short answer in the broadcast version. In any other world, this would be the most insane word salad you've ever heard from a politician. He gets asked about, just to remind you, Binance making this big deal with and supporting and financially benefiting Trump's crypto firm, and then the founder of Binance gets a pardon. And his response is a long, rambling word salad about crypto being strong. But this has nothing to do with the regulation of the crypto industry or Trump administration policy on crypto, this, that, or the other thing. This is, you have no need. You could do whatever you want in public policy on crypto, and it would have it doesn't justify anymore you personally being financially tied to your crypto company that then he's benefiting financially. So he likes to say commonly give a word salad, and whenever they gave the CBS Mornings version broadcast where they cut out some of the answer, that made it seem like less of a word salad on an Israel question, and that was election interference. This is chopping down 10 times a word salad than she ever gave.
Crypto, very openly, I campaigned. Biden campaigned against it. When Biden found out that I was getting
helping to make your family millions of dollars. It's in that context that I did want to ask you about crypto's richest man. It's a billionaire known as CZ. He pled guilty in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws. Trump says, right. Nora says, looked at this. The government at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him? Trump. Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is. I know he got a 4-month sentence or something like that. And I heard it was a Biden witch hunt. And what I want to do is see crypto, because if we don't do it, it's going to go to China. It's going to go to this. It's going to go to, this is no different to me than AI. My sons are involved in crypto much more than I know very little about it other than one thing. It's a huge industry. And if we're not going to be the head of it, China, Japan, or someplace else is. So I'm behind it 100%. This man was, in my opinion, from what I was told, this is, a 4-month sentence. But this man was treated really badly by the Biden administration, and he was given a jail term. He's highly respected. He's a very successful guy. They sent him to jail, and they really set him up. That's my opinion that I was told about it. That's my opinion. I was told about it. I said, it may look bad if I do it. I have to do the right thing. I don't know the man at all. I don't think I ever met him. Maybe I did, or, somebody shook my hand or something, but I don't think I ever met him. I have no idea who he is. I was told that he was a victim, just like I was, and just like many other people, a vicious, horrible group of people in the Biden administration. Nora says the government had accused him of significant harm to U.S. national security. Trump, that's the Biden government. Nora, okay. Allowing U.S. terrorist groups to, essentially move millions of dollars around. He pled guilty to anti-money laundering laws. That was in 2023. Then in 2025, his crypto exchange, Binance, helped facilitate a $2 billion purchase of World Liberty Financial's stablecoin. And then you pardoned CZ. How do you address the appearance of pay for play? Trump. Well, here's the thing. I know nothing about it because I'm too busy doing other. But Nora says, but he got a pardon. Trump. I can only tell you that. Nora, he got a pardon. Trump. Nora, I can only tell you this. My sons are into it. I'm glad they are because it's probably a great industry, crypto. I think it's good. They're running a business. They're not in government, and they're good. My one son is a #1 bestseller now. My wife just had a #1 bestseller. I'm proud of them for doing that. I'm focused on this. I know nothing about the guy other than I hear he was a victim of weaponization by the government. When you say the government, you're talking about the Biden government. It's a corrupt government. Biden was the most corrupt president, and he was the worst president we've ever had. I only care about one thing. Will we be #1 in crypto? Crypto has turned out, and in that sense, I've been right. Crypto's turned out to be a massive industry, if you want to call it that, and I'm very proud to say that we are far and away ahead of China and everybody else. Now, China is getting into it very big right now. If you want to go after people, you're going to kill that industry, and it'll be very bad. Tremendous numbers of jobs. I campaigned positively on crypto, very open. I campaigned. Biden campaigned against it. When Biden found out that I was getting like 100% of the crypto vote, which is a lot, he switched totally, and he went in favor of crypto. They were totally in favor. They had many people under indictment. They let them all go. You know that. Many people were under indictment. Biden was a corrupt president. Biden went all in on crypto at the very end because he thought he could get some votes. It didn't work. They voted for me. I want to make crypto great for America. That's the only thing. I don't want to have somebody else have crypto and have China be #1 in the world in crypto, because in crypto, it's kind of an industry where basically you're going to have #1 and you're not going to have a #2. And right now, we're #1 by a long shot. I want to keep it that way. The same way we're #1 with AI, we're #1 with crypto, and I want to keep it that way. Nora, so you're not concerned about the appearance of corruption? Trump. I can't say because I can't say. I'm not concerned. I'd rather not have you ask that question, but I let you ask it. You just came to me and you said, can I ask another question? And I said, yeah, this is the question. Nora, and you answered. Trump. I don't mind. Did I let you do it? I could have walked away. I didn't have to answer this question. I'm proud to answer the question. You know why? Because we've taken crypto. Nora. But just generally speaking, Trump. Excuse me. We're #1 in crypto in the whole world. Other people want to be. They're fighting like hell to be. But we're #1 in crypto because I'm the president. Biden wanted to also at the very end, He totally switched his thing. Biden was totally in favor in crypto at the end. Do you know that many people that were indicted under Biden for crypto at the end, very end, before the election were let go? You know why? He wanted the vote. We are #1 in crypto, and that's the only thing I care about. I don't want China or anybody else to take it away. It's a massive industry. Nora, Mr. President, thank you. President Donald Trump, thank you very much. According to Trump, he has no idea about the case, the law's broken, what they did, who they did it for, any of the facts around the case. Instead, someone he trusts comes in and says, hey, this guy was part of a witch hunt. And Trump said, how many millions have they sent me? And then they say, oh, well, he helped us buy, $1 billion worth of this, and he bought our coin. And he's like, pardoned. Then when he goes to the media and they say, why'd you pardon this guy? I know nothing about it. By the way, did I tell you that my wife and son are both bestsellers? Okay.
Like 100% of the crypto vote, which was a lot. He switched totally, and he went in favor of crypto. They went totally in favor. They had many people under indictment. They let them all go. You know that. Many people were under indictment. Biden was a corrupt president. Biden went all in on crypto at the very end because he thought he could get some votes. It didn't work. They voted for me. I want to make crypto great for America. That's the only thing. I don't want to have somebody else have crypto.
So your argument is you want to make it great, so you have to have a meme coin, or you have to have World Liberty Financial. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. It's just...
he could surely make America #1 in crypto without him making billions of dollars with his own son's cryptocurrency company.
Means for money to be funneled to him. That's all. That's the only. It honestly makes American history seem ludicrous that previous presidents would take steps to make sure they didn't have even tiny little cute business ventures. where now you can just billions can flow, and he's like, hey, you get a pardon.
And have China be number one in the world in crypto, because in crypto it's a kind of an industry where basically you're going to have number one and you're not going to have a number two. And right now we're number one by a long shot. I want to keep it that way. The same way we're number one with AI, we're number one with crypto, and I want to keep it that way.
I know my time is limited with you, so I want to be respectful of you, Mr. President.
And then it moves on. So that's in even the extended version here on YouTube, President Donald Trump's extended 60 Minutes interview. It obviously wasn't put in the broadcast. It wasn't even put in the extended.
The issue of political violence.
And she moves on to political violence. But what happened in the actual transcript is this. He finishes by saying, and I want to keep it that way, which you heard. And then instead of cutting to the political violence question, she says, so not concerned about the appearance of corruption with this? And he says, I can't say because I can't say I'm not concerned. I'd rather not have you ask that question. But I let you ask it. You just came to me and you said, can I ask another question? And
imagine him saying, I let you ask it. No, they know their place now. They know how to edit it. They know what to put in there. They know when he says to take something out, they do. They know when he says, I let you ask that question I shouldn't have, that's the end. They know. They know exactly. The transcript is very telling. They know their place, right? After the Paramount deal and shit, they've got to give the appearance that they're pushing a little bit and asking the tough questions. But then when he draws a line, they're done. They're not going to pay millions of dollars to him over frivolous lawsuits and allegations and charges anymore.
And I said, yeah, this is the question. Nora says, and you answered. And Trump says, I don't mind, but I let you do it. I could have walked away. I didn't have to answer this question. I'm proud to answer the question. You know why? We've taken crypto. Nora says, but just generally speak. And he said, excuse me, we're number one in crypto in the whole world. Other people want to be. They're fighting like hell, but we're... And then goes on to a whole thing. So, number one, him referencing, I could have walked out and kind of... I'm glad she had that follow-up. Why it wasn't in the interview? Either versions, I don't know. Where it was described by some as, do I have that? Is this the right headline? There was a particular headline of Trump just giving a stuttery, glitchy response in that. I can't say because I can't say I'm not concerned. I don't know. I'd rather not have you ask the question. Telling her, don't ask that question. I'd rather not have you ask that question, but I let you ask. I could have walked out. But we don't have the video of it. But that's wild to be like, hey, you didn't answer my question. You just went on a whole ramble about crypto. No, but what about your crypto venture that foreign entities and governments are funneling money through, that people are cozying up to you with, and then boom, they get a pardon. They make you billions. Then you relieve restrictions on chips going to UAE. How on earth? Largest purchasers of your meme coin get to go to dinner with you. How on earth is that not corruption? And after his whole ramble, he then just resorts to, don't ask me that question. And that wasn't anywhere. Think about if instead of Kamala Harris going, blah, 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 giving like her, you've heard it a million times, boilerplate response on Israel, on Gaza. And she goes through her whole thing. And she kind of like runs through it 2 times. And then they grabbed out the part, same message came through, but just the first, like the second summarization of her own argument that she kind of made. And that was supposed to be election interference because they had to shorten it down, but they broadcasted one version here, one there, and you saw it in its entirety collectively. Imagine if instead she had said, given a bunch of meaningless words, and then the interview went, wait, but what do you actually mean?
Oh shit, hold on.
And then she went, I can't say because I can't say. I'm not concerned. I don't. I'd rather not have. You think you fell out of a coconut tree, but I let you ask it. You just came to me and you said, "Can I ask another question?" And I'd rather not ask.
By the way, my wife and son are both bestsellers now. Did you know that?
That question. I don't mind. Did I let you do it? I let you do it. I could have walked away. I could have walked out of this, but I didn't have to answer. And that's what they cut out, not just of the broadcast, but of the extended interview. And you could spanked. Next time he goes in this interview, his is even more outrageous, making him look terribly, glitching out like that freak. Maybe that whole thing Trump did to.
Well, he did just take an IQ test after a very successful MRI scan, in case you're wondering. So
these Democrats didn't just win, they crushed their Republican opponents. These were blowout victories, margins that we have not seen.
The New York mayor, he didn't win by crushing numbers.
I'm talking about those 2 governors.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He kind of did. He got well over 50%.
Yeah.
You don't see this as like very clearly Democrats, the left-leaning part of this country, is coming out to rebuke Trump?
No, I think it shows they're kind of, they're not using their brains when they're voting here, and we'll see where this takes us. We will see. It doesn't scare me at all.
The turnout, you don't think is in any way important, that many people showed up to essentially vote against Donald Trump?
I don't think it was against Donald Trump. It was just to vote Democrats. And I do think the shutdown had a lot to do with it.
Of course.
Yes, of course. So the Democrats are propelling this whole thing. If they would open our government, we could get back to the way our government should be run.
Well, I take it as a landslide victory. That means people are willing to mobilize. People are going to get out and vote. And the thing that surprised me most about it, honestly, is that The elections didn't seem to be tampered with. I'm pretty convinced Trump is trying to fix the election, but he didn't do it in any of these cases, which I find.
When you say fix, she thinks like repair the system. When you're actually saying he's trying to cheat.
Pretty interesting. So maybe he's not capable without Elon Musk's technological know-how.
Okay, that's your opinion, not mine.
These Democrats didn't just win; they crushed.
Oh shit! I didn't do that right.
Scott, where are you coming from?
Remember this video? It says it got worse.
Down here to
Let's see.
Mirada and then back. So you're coming from Miami to Isla Mirada and then you're going back to Miami? Yeah, I live in Miami. Okay. Do you know where you are right now? Yeah. Where are you?
We've got the overpass over here, 18-mile stretch, overseas highway.
Okay. Where did you do today? Where'd you go? Did you go fishing? Did you go to a restaurant? Well, you're about 100 miles off of where you think you are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Who's the guy in the white shirt?
That's the Colonel.
Colonel, don't make shit for me. Okay, well. Look, I'm federal.
Okay.
I'm trying to get home. I got my boys with me.
Who do you work for?
DHS.
Do you have your ID with you?
They want to say that Sliwa should have dropped out and then Cuomo would have won like Trump asked for. But even if you add, the last time I looked, when 94% was in, even if you add all the votes, if every vote for Sliwa would have went to Cuomo, he still would have lost.
No, I don't. Okay. But if I called them, they'd verify that you're a
100%, bro.
Okay. You don't have any type of credentials or anything that say you're DHS?
Not on me, no.
So what I want to do, I want to talk to you away from the kids. So I'm going to ask you to step out of the car and we're going to walk back to the back of your car, okay?
Are you serious right now?
Yes, sir, I am. So
Where does it get worse? I keep hearing it got worse. Where's the worst part?
No.
I figured they had some type of update. We've seen the video.
You're one, I can call your boss for you, like on the hood of my car.
Oh, wait. This might be new.
Scott, do you want to me, man?
That might be new. Hold on.
Drank today and drove.
Now we have an update.
Scott, do you want to call your boss on your phone? Do you want to call your boss on your phone? If you make a phone call on the jail phone, it records the conversation. So if you want, I have both your phones and your wallet. If you want, I can call your boss.
What the fuck is this, dude?
For you, like on the hood of my car, and you can talk to him. Or you can get your the phone number out of your phone inside the jail. But again, any calls you make inside the jail, that's recorded. So I just don't want to make. I want to make sure you don't say something dumb. Anyway, what will happen? We're going to go to the jail. We're going to go into the breath test room. There's the Intoxilizer 8000, the breath test instrument. We'll do 2 breath tests, and then after that, I will turn you over to the jail staff. They are going to take the handcuffs off you, and they're going to sit you by yourself, since you're law enforcement, in a cell by yourself in the clothes you're wearing right now. Scott, I swear to God, I really am doing everything that I can. That's why I'm saying that the best thing, just the less talking as possible. There you go. Got it. All right.
He said I ain't saying shit.
Video of the agent in the back of a cruiser.
I'll run him once I get out of here. And if he's not legit, he's taking a ride back to Haiti.
Who would have guessed? Who would have? As soon as he asked, are you from Haiti? Are you Haitian? We knew this racist motherfucking piece of shit. So I'm going to run him once I get out of here. And if he's not legit, he's going right back to Haiti.
I'll run him once I get out of here. And if he's not legit, he's taking a ride back to Haiti.
That didn't take long.
Well, that'd be sad. He's a nice guy. Well, he may be a nice guy, but laws laws are laws, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna dig into him and see what's up. You're a ginger, so I'm sure you're legal.
Saying stuff like this, imagine what else.
You're white with red hair, so I'm sure you're illegal. Really? He could be an illegal immigrant from fucking Ireland.
They say when the cameras aren't rolling. Per the Washington Post,
these fucking pieces of shit.
A 42-year-old ICE agent.
That's why the ICE agents treat people the way they fucking do.
Faces misdemeanor charges of driving under the influence with children in the car and resisting officers without violence following the August 13th traffic stop in the Florida Keys. A spokesperson for ICE confirmed Friday that Dizeroth, a former United States Army Staff Sergeant, is an agent in Miami and has been on administrative leave since the arrest took place. In another paragraph, the piece reads, the release of the body cam footage has resurfaced the incident as ICE faces mounting accusations of racial profiling during immigration enforcement in select cities like LA, New York, Chicago, and DC. In lawsuits and statements, elected officials have accused ICE agents of violating immigration law in hundreds of arrests by targeting people solely based on their perceived race. Investigative journalist Jacqueline Sweet would tweet, Scott Dizeroth's felony child neglect charge has since been dropped, and he now has 2 misdemeanor charges, DUI and resisting arrest without violence. I just have to, one more time, state this.
Why would they drop the child endangerment?
Considering the evidence that we have, imagine what they say. Imagine how they frame citizens in this country and the rhetoric that they use, because this is an indictment of how probably many of them think. Did the alcohol bring it out of him? Maybe. But it also revealed his true colors, and I'm sure many of his cohorts who are violating the rights of Americans in this country. I am mystified that this is continually going on, and yet simultaneously cannot really be surprised at all. Because if we have seen anything about how they conduct themselves, if we have seen anything about the people that they are stopping and the violent approach that they have in confronting people who are trying to make a living, this pretty much fits it to a T, don't you think?
God damn, dude. I think that might be the same one. No, that's the different one.
Is this video of a woman arguing about food stamps AI generated?
Yes, 100%. And you fucking work for the goddamn news agency that put it out as real.
Now, this actually popped up on Newsmax, which is a cable news company I work for as an intelligence analyst and security contributor. And yes, you can grab my Intel Life shirt at Bunker Branding. Specifically, the show it came up on was Carl Higby Frontline, which I had appeared on before. So let's watch the video that was played on Newsmax first.
Y'all hear me? They cut my food.
Wait, you want to talk about him saying getting their weaves and their nail did and showing all the footage of black people on food stamps? Why he's talking about food stamps.
Stamps. I ain't paying for none of this shit. I got babies at home that gotta eat. You think I'm just gonna leave my cart here? Hell no. I ain't paying nothing. I'm walking out with it. Try and stop me.
Now, I have to start by saying that nobody gets
100% it's AI. 100,000% that's AI.
Up in the morning wanting to do a bad job. Nobody intends to come into work to get the story wrong. Newsmax is a conservative news outlet, and it definitely has a conservative perspective on the news. One interesting thing is that they hire everybody across the political spectrum. I'm not conservative. In fact, most intelligence analysts literally can't be political or partisan because it would create mistakes.
But you are friends with an actual Nazi. A guy that came out and said that he's a Nazi.
Trust with their clients. So you can be confident that while Newsmax has a targeted audience, like any company, it's made up of people across the political spectrum, and nobody, no matter what their political leanings might be, wants to get the story wrong.
You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy. Damn it! Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter?
So let me go over some of the features of this particular video, which can flag it as AI. And yes, I went over this video frame by frame. Quick note to international viewers: food stamps, which are often called SNAP or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is a United States government program which offers food purchasing assistance for low-income families. Right now, there is some trouble in the U.S. Congress with finding funding for food stamps. But by the way, at one point, they were literally food coupons or food stamps, similar to a ration book from World War II. Today, benefits are distributed on electronic benefit debit cards, which is why you might go into a store and see a sign that says EBT accepted. But the name food stamps is still colloquially used to talk about SNAP benefits. So the first red flag for me is the length of the video, which is about 15 seconds. This is the upper limit for the Sora 2 AI generating video standard tier. Phones today, this thing can record more than 15 seconds worth of video. I mean, if you look at this viral airport fight video, it goes on for 47 seconds. The
Sebastian Gorka. So it's coming.
max limit for Sora 2 Pro Plan generation, right on the $200 a month plan, is 25 seconds. So the short time is kind of the first clue here. Second clue is lack of logos. The groceries don't have any logos on them. While it might be common for someone using SNAP benefits to buy generics or store brands, even store brands have logos. None of the food here has a logo, and that makes sense. AI doesn't understand the physical world. Models are based on a statistical probability. The training process is also designed to filter out things like logos and trademarks and block a model from reproducing. This is to avoid lawsuits. Coca-Cola, Walmart, Pepsi, they don't want their branding appearing on deep fakes or violent clips. So when a model is told to make a supermarket supermarket, it's going to draw a generic visual pattern. Boxes, labels, bright colors, but it's missing the statistical patterns that are tied to actual logos. Next, I want to focus on a woman's shirt. I think this model tries to generate some kind of born to be wild shirt, but the text doesn't make any sense. AI models don't understand that letters like A or B are discrete tokens that must appear in a specific order to form a word. AI really only sees triangle-like shape near a double circle-like shape. When the model tries to recreate text, it's copying pixel patterns, not spelling. A child's brain between the ages of like 2 and 4, it can recognize some shapes, like they might see McDonald's M and be like, oh, I associate that pattern with tasty chicken nuggets. Children around 4 or 5, they start to understand that certain shapes stand for certain.
It's only going to get worse.
Sounds around 5 or 7, they start to realize those shapes form sounds. So CAT becomes cat as opposed to kata, right? A human brain eventually figures out those letters make words, and words make meaning, and many words make sentences, and so on.
You can draw sounds. Yes, I can draw sounds.
The AI can't make that leap, at least not yet. It paints the idea of writing similar to how a toddler scribbles on a wall and calls it art. The next thing I noticed was lack of security cameras. I went to Target just yesterday, and I was thinking about this video when I happened to look up at the ceiling, and that's when I saw the massive amount of security cameras in the ceiling. It's bothering me so much.
They claim that 1% or less of their viewership claimed to be a Democrat or left.
I drove to Walmart, the one on Georgia Avenue, and I took a picture of the ceiling. There is a security camera on the ceiling every 6 feet or so at this particular Walmart. But this video has no security cameras in the ceiling. Why? Well, it's likely a lack of training data. Training data needs pictures to train off of. And how often do you take pictures of the ceiling? I mean, it's most likely that these cameras are not included inside of the picture, or cameras are designed to be non-salient. You're not supposed to notice them. I mean, when I type in supermarket in Adobe stock photos, you don't really get any pictures of security cameras. In fact, I can only find one stock photo that has security cameras in them. Cameras also hang at like odd angles or they have cables. And that kind of fine functional geometry it's hard for diffusion or video models to render consistently across frames. Another strange artifact is this woman's cell phone camera appears to be on the left side of the phone. Most people are right-handed, so the camera tends to be on the right side of the phone so the fingers don't cover the lens. If I hold the phone like this, there's a chance my finger might come in front of the lens. So I thought that was kind of weird. In fact, that was actually the first thing that I noticed. Finally, at about 3.22 seconds in, the woman's...
That was the first thing you noticed? You didn't notice her speech pattern? And how it looks like she's talking to some type of weird audience and keeps turning like too far to the right, too far to the left if she's only talking to one person?
Hand just kind of clips through a bottle. Now, originally, I was going to feed this through Cyabra detection software, but as soon as I saw the clipping, I knew it was fake. So I took all this evidence and I went to the CEO of Newsmax. He takes stuff like this seriously, and he wrote back to me within 14 minutes and CC'd a number of people in the organization. They said they'd make a correction on Carl Hagee Frontline, which is what a good news organization does. The fact is that these...
Wait. What do you think they were trying to imply here? They need to get their weaves?
The fact is that these things happen, and as AI gets better, it's going to happen more often. But a good news organization corrects itself when it gets the facts wrong. So yeah, this clip was fake. It fooled a lot of people, and for a few hours, made it on air. But the lesson is that the media is dumb. It's that AI is getting dangerously good at lying convincingly.
The rest of the world said it's AI almost instantly.
Next time you see a video that hits every single emotional button, especially outrage, slow down, look for mistakes, and try to figure out if someone might be manipulating you. Because deepfakes don't spread because they're realistic. They spread because they're believable enough for people who want to believe. Hey, grab my Intel Life t-shirt at Bunker Branding. Thank you guys so much for watching.
That's the problem. They want to believe. They want to believe it. That's the reason they don't care as much whether it's true or not. It just goes out there, and then if somebody corrects them, fine. If not, who cares? Who even watches this show anymore?
In the modern age of progress and preparedness.
God damn, dude.
What's up, guys? It is SEMA.
I just don't I don't understand some people. I just don't.
An exclusive K-file investigation revealing the fierce backlash within the GOP against Tucker Carlson for his interview with controversial white nationalist and Holocaust denier Nick Fuentes. So now this controversy is rocking one of America's most influential conservative groups, the Heritage Foundation, which helped create Project 2025. Kevin Roberts is the president of Heritage, and he is in damage control. I mean, initially he defended Carlson's interview. It was an interview that drew bipartisan outrage over comments like this.
I think that neoconservatism, where does it arise from? It arises from Jewish leftists who were mugged by reality when they saw the surprise attack in the Yom Kippur War.
Yeah, that's a lot of it for sure. But then, like, how do you explain, like, Huckabee, Ted Cruz,
and there are a lot like that. John Bolton. I mean, I've known all George W. Bush, like Karl Rove. I mean, all people I know personally who I've seen like be seized by this brain virus, and they're not Jewish. What you're saying about putting aside the tribal interest for the corporate interest, that's absolutely the case. The main challenge to that, big challenge to that, is organized Jewry in America.
So Roberts now
organized what? Jewry in America.
Says that he was wrong to defend Carlson over that interview, but maybe it is too late. I mean, Republican after Republican are now calling out both Carlson and Heritage, including Republican Congressman Randy Fine, who is Jewish.
When widely respected conservative thought leaders like Tucker Carlson go insane, because that's what he has become, people start to believe it. We ended our relationship with Heritage. We're working with many Jewish groups that have ended their relationship with Heritage. And really, I have to do is talk to my colleagues, because the biggest issue we have with Tucker Carlson is people remember the Tucker Carlson 5 years ago. That's what makes him so dangerous.
KFIL's Andrew Kaczynski is now out front. And Andrew, I mean, this is all fascinating. And I sort of saw it percolating on X a little while ago, and it just got bigger. And, you know, you can start to tell something's metastasizing in the social media world, and it appeared to be. So you've been talking to a lot of people within the Heritage Foundation. What are they saying?
That's right, Aaron. So the staff that we talked to told us the Heritage Foundation is in open revolt over the president's defense of Carlson. One senior staffer told us it was a, quote, absolute shit show inside the organization, saying that Roberts had, quote, lost control over the organization. He said there's an open rebellion. And this really all came to a head yesterday, where they had this all-hands meeting. This, like you said, this was kind of going on social media, where Roberts publicly apologized. According to a recording we obtained, Roberts told employees, quote, I made a mistake. I let you down. I let this institution down. I'm sorry, period, full stop. But he also made clear he has no plans to resign now. We also obtained messages between senior Heritage staff earlier in the week where they were discussing the situation. I want people to look at some of these messages that we looked at. One of them described the workplace as, quote, flailing and in damage control. Another said this makes me sad and mad in a comment to another top-level staffer. One senior staffer reposted a colleague saying this crap is really hurting Heritage, and added, as it should. Another wrote, I'm disgusted by this, and I don't understand how this premeditated and orchestrated.
I think, so Ben Shapiro called Nick Fuentes out on his show. Then, of course, Nick made a post responding. So Ben Shapiro says no to the groypers, no to the cowards like Tucker Carlson who normalize their trash, no to those who champion them, no to demoralization, no to bigotry and anti-meritocratic horseshit. Nick responds, no to Ben Shapiro, no to the neocons, no to dual citizens, no to Benjamin Netanyahu, no to cancel culture, no to genocide and ethnic cleansing, no to the Christ-hating Talmud, no to greater Israel, no to our Jewish oligarchy. America first, America forever. But here's the Ben Shapiro clip, or some of
Folks,
it.
I want to do something different.
We're not watching it all.
Show. We're going to cover one topic in depth.
It's like an hour.
It's, I think, the most important thing happening in the country. It was a hot topic last week, but I wanted to take some time to really gather up my thoughts and speak on it in coherent fashion, holistic fashion. That topic is the fragmentation of the political right. That fragmentation is being caused purposefully by a splinter faction of people led by a young man named Nick Fuentes. They call themselves the groypers. They are white supremacists. They hate women, Jews, Hindus, many types of Christians, brown people of a wide variety of backgrounds, blacks, America's foreign policy, and America's Constitution. They admire Hitler and Stalin. And that splinter faction is now being facilitated and normalized within the mainstream Republican Party. The main agent in that normalization is Tucker Carlson, who is an intellectual coward, a dishonest interlocutor, and a terrible friend. And Tucker Carlson last week was aided, abetted, celebrated for normalizing Nazism within the Republican Party by the mainstay organization of the traditional right, the Heritage Foundation. Now, before we explain what's been happening, let's make one thing clear. This is not about free speech or cancellation. It was never about free speech or cancellation. Free speech has a definition: the right to speak free of governmental coercion. I believe in it, of course. I've always defended it. Criticism of bad speech is, in fact, just a form of free speech. Cancellation also has a definition: the banning of particular people, including people like Nick Fuentes, from platforms like X or Facebook. I believe that Nick Fuentes is odious and despicable, but I've never called for his cancellation. And in fact, I've called for his restoration to those services, despite the fact that I think he's odious and despicable. It is not cancellation to draw moral lines between viewpoints. In fact, we used to call that one of the key aspects of conservatism. It is not cancellation to refuse to signal boost Hitler supporters like Nick Fuentes. It is not cancellation to criticize Tucker Carlson for rhetorically fluffing Nick Fuentes and other anti-American crackpots. It's not cancellation if you urge others to stop promoting those who rhetorically fluff Nazi apologists. Those are all elements of free speech. And anyone who says differently is lying to you, and lying for the most cynical reasons, to misdirect from their own defense of those Nazi apologists and their promoters. The issue here isn't that Tucker Carlson had Nick Fuentes on his show last week. He has every right to do that, of course. The issue here is that Tucker Carlson decided to normalize and fluff Nick Fuentes, and that the Heritage Foundation then decided to robustly defend that performance. Those who criticize both Tucker and Heritage aren't canceling. They are quite properly drawing a moral line. So, for those who don't understand what's going on, let's begin with Nick Fuentes. Now, as I mentioned, last week, Tucker Carlson had on Nick Fuentes. Fuentes is a 27-year-old man who's dubbed himself the leader of a movement called the Groypers. He has a large audience of alienated young white men in particular, and he's earned increased media attention over the course of the past few years, especially over the last year. Now, from Tucker Carlson's interview, you might have gathered that Fuentes has some borderline views on race, a peculiar obsession with what he calls organized Jewry, and a rather sad relationship with the female sex. But probably you can away thinking that, for the most part, Fuentes lives on the radical
Organized Jewry. That's insane. That's an insane phrase.
Edge of normality. You think that if you watch the interview, because Tucker Carlson decided that it was important not only to host Fuentes, but to smooth over his views, water them down, and make them far more palatable to a normal audience. As we'll discuss in a bit, this is what Tucker Carlson does for a living. But back to Nick Fuentes. To understand just what Tucker did here, we must actually examine what Nick Fuentes says on his show, and has said for almost a decade, because he was asked precisely 0 questions about any of what you're about to see by Tucker Carlson. Nick Fuentes says women want to be raped.
A lot of women want to be raped, and when I say raped, I mean like, that sounds bad when I say it like that, but there's like a lot of women that really want a guy to beat the shit out of them. But also, they have to pretend, but part of it is they have to pretend like they don't.
Nick Fuentes says that
Mariah,
his followers should kill, rape, and die in his name.
Raise your right hand. All right, everybody, raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I will kill, rape, and die for Nicholas J. Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes says that women are whores who shouldn't be in politics.
I will continue my crusade against women in politics. Because it's always like this, and it's so ironic. Women are like, I don't like, when you say, I like, you have to affect the face. When you say to repeal the 19th Amendment, that offends me. That hurts my feelings. It's like, have you ever stopped and considered that maybe if you get offended, there's such a strong emotional reaction to political opinions you disagree with across the board. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't be making political decisions. I'm not attacking women. I'm attacking whores. You have no problems, right? I'm attacking whores. I'm attacking sluts, stupid, dirty bitches.
Nick Fuentes says that Jim Crow was actually better for black people.
It was better for them too, number one, but number two, who cares? Who cares? You know, enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares? Oh, the drink out.
I've seen Tucker defending himself. You're right.
Oh no, they had to go to a different school. Their water fountain in that famous picture was worse. Who cares? Grow up, drink out of the fucking water fountain. It's just water. It's the same. You know, and you know, even if it was bad, who cares? Who cares? It's better. It's better in general. We all agree it's better for them. It's better for us. It's better in general.
Nick Fuentes says that white people are justified in being racist.
Reason that we talk about this, by the way, I know a lot of black people see this and they go, man, why are you always talking about black people, this and that? Because there just needs to be some shame here. Well, there's a few reasons. First, white people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them.
Nick Fuentes is a Hitler admirer and a Holocaust denier.
Buddy, it's Führer Friday. It is Hitler Friday. Shut up. It is Heil Hitler Friday, nigga. Heil Hitler. All my niggas Nazis. Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool. So, you know, time to grow up. We're not children anymore. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right, boys? Am I right? Let's go. He was also really fucking cool. It doesn't really sound correct to me. Wait a second. It takes 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies, and you have 15 ovens, probably in 4 different kitchens, right? Doing 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years. How long would it take you to make 6 million? I don't know. It certainly wouldn't be 5 years, right? The math doesn't seem to add up there. The math doesn't quite seem to add up there. I don't think you'd result in 6 million, maybe 200 to 300,000 cookies. And I think the Red Cookie Association said something like that, probably 200 to 300,000 cookies baked, probably. And in addition, you know, in this hypothetical, I imagine that if you took aerial photographs over the kitchens, you would need to see certain smokestacks to release.
This is just Holocaust denial, right? When you say, oh, well, maybe a couple 100,000, but it wasn't 6, it's the same as denying it. They've just evolved.
The smoke from baking the cookies, and the smokestacks would project certain shadows, but I guess they're not visible in the aerial photographs taken over the kitchens. Moreover, if you look at the soil texture, it's really not deep enough for mass cookie storage underground.
Nick Fuentes believes that the Jews start all the wars, that perfidious Jews in positions of power ought to be killed, and says the Jews are filth who have to be removed from the country.
And once again, remember who is responsible for it all. The Jews. They are responsible for every war in the world. It's not even debatable at this point. This has nothing to do with oil.
Some super Nazi supporter of Nick Fuentes who lived alone over in Europe, when he passed away, he left like his entire Bitcoin wealth to Nick to put his show through. Like, I need somebody to donate to me like that.
Nothing to do with democracy. This has nothing to do with liberal internationalism. We are at war with Iran because they pose a threat to Israel's hegemony. That's why we're bombing their nukes, to pave the way for regime change so Israel can dominate the region, because that makes them the most powerful they can be.
There is an occult element at the high levels of society, and specifically among the Jews. So many of the people that are perpetrating the lies and the destruction on the country, they are evildoers. They are people that worship false gods. They are people that practice magic or rituals or whatever. And more than anything, those people need to be, when we take power, they need to be given the death penalty. Straight up. And I'm far more concerned about that than I am about even non-white people or mass migration. These people that are...
Yeah, I think it was like, the guy was from France, I think. And it was basically about the time that Nick was trying to build his own... Nick was banned from everything and trying to build his own platform, Cozy. I don't know if you guys remember Cozy.tv. Ethan Ralph was on it, and then he had a falling out with Nick and got kicked off. But basically, it was you could only join by invite from Nick or one of his people. And the guy died, and I think he left $500,000 in Bitcoin to Nick or something like that. Just before he died, he transferred everything that he had to Nick and one other far-right guy.
Or communing with demons and engaging in this sort of witchcraft and stuff, and these people that are suppressing the name Christ and suppressing Christianity, they must be absolutely annihilated when we take power. This is God's country. This is Jesus' country. This is not the domain of atheists or devil.
I mean, could you imagine the content you could fucking make if someone just dropped $500K in your and you want to be a YouTuber or a streamer or whatever? Like, you could just do the fucking best of and money would be no object to get the viewership to get there.
Worshippers or perfidious Jews. This is Christ's country.
Josh Hammer and Mark Levin, fuck these people. Like, deeply, seriously, all real Americans, if you are a real American, if you were born in this country, I don't even care who you are, what you are, if you are a real American, that loves this country. You have generations in this country. Your family or you fought for this flag, fought for the Constitution, fought for our church, fought for our civilization. For all of you, I say about Josh Hammer and Mark Levin and Laura Loomer, fuck them. Fuck them. Deeply, seriously, get them the fuck out of our country.
Nick Fuentes, it should be mentioned, despises Donald Trump and the MAGA movement as well.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are. You are, and honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam. When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were.
So, that right there is just a brief glimpse into the twisted mind of Nick Fuentes. And there's plenty more where that came from, of course.
That's some of the only clips that I show of Nick. When he finally comes out and says that MAGA was scammed, it was a lie, he's not doing what he said, he played us, everything fucking sucks. I wouldn't show all the crazier clips of him.
Nick Fuentes has a lot of play these days. That's because the left, by moving into a politics of anti-white, anti-Christian, anti-male identitarianism, created its bizarro mirror image, a white pseudo-Christian incel identitarian movement dedicated to destroying the institutions of this country and replacing Americanism with something else. Nick Fuentes' philosophy is not fully formed. It's an incoherent stew of malignity. But that's where Tucker Carlson enters the story. Now, since his exit from Fox News in 2023...
So, one of the very first Pepe Frog style memes was a groiper. It was a frog with it like it was a fat frog, but he kind of had his hands crossed like this, and he was looking out like almost like in thought, right? He's kind of looking at the camera, but he kind of looking out, and they would use that a lot of times when someone pointed out like, oh, well, the Jews, this person did this horrible thing for money, and he's also Jewish. They would all drop this little meme. And that was when he was rising to prominence. So he started talking about the Groiper meme. Then he started saying he was a Groiper. And then his followers were the Groiper army. That was when he was harassing like Turning Point and Ben Shapiro. He showed up at a bunch of Ben Shapiro events, and tried to chase them down and shit. But it all comes from this meme. I just got it loaded. This is the Groiper frog meme. Have fingers interlaced, staring out in thought. They were using this to basically push their rhetoric without actually having to top it out. Because at the time, you could get banned for saying, oh, yeah, imagine that. The Jews did it again or whatever they want to say. So instead, they would just put this like they were contemplating, how could this person do something horrible? Oh, and he's also Jewish. We're just sitting here thinking about it. And there you go.
When, of course, he was a very, very popular host, Tucker Carlson has turned himself into a conspiracist and a crank and a pathological liar. Tucker excuses Vladimir Putin's murderous and barbarous reign. He has even become one of his most ardent defenders.
It is so much nicer than any city in my country. I had no idea. My father spent a lot of time there in the 80s when he worked for the U.S. government and barely had electricity. And now it is so much cleaner and safer and prettier aesthetically. It's architecture, it's food, it's service.
We're not watching the whole thing. And, you know, Tucker Carlson's a piece of shit as well. There was one that I wanted to grab here, and I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is.
Can we talk about how weird the relationship between Donald Trump and Carolyn Levitt is? He's always talking about her mouth and her lips. She's always looking at him in the strangest way. We know Carolyn's into older guys. I don't want to get into their personal lives. I seriously don't want to think about what's going through Donald Trump's head, but we kind of have to when moments like today happen. In a meeting between Donald Trump and Viktor Orban, Donald Trump decided he would start essentially hitting on Carolyn Levitt as he begged her to save him from a question about affordability because, of course, his brain is too broken to understand anything. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, like I said, Donald Trump started off this press conference before he got to the hitting on portion, talking about, or should I say, whining about affordability in this clip right here.
Category. So when you have lower energy prices, which I think you admit we do substantially, that means everything else. So we are the victors on affordability. But if I watched that election, which I was not much involved in, I didn't support Virginia, the candidate, didn't do a lot of support for the other.
Yes, he did. He did support the Virginia candidate, but then he backed off of it at the end because it showed that when he gave that endorsement, it actually hurt the Virginia candidate.
Candidates, they asked me about Cuomo, and I said, well, it's a question, do you want a thug or do you want a communist? I mean, that was my response. So I wasn't involved in that stuff too much, but I will say this.
He absolutely endorsed Cuomo and told people to vote for Cuomo, even threatened to stop sending federal aid if Cuomo wasn't elected.
If you look at affordability, which they campaigned on, they lied because they talked about, oh, prices are up. No, prices are down under the Trump administration.
No, they're not. You can say that all you want, but people still shop with the old-fashioned groceries.
They're down substantially.
Yes, the man with the gold toilet, who's never bought groceries in his entire life and doesn't care about working people, is a little annoyed that he has to talk about affordability and wants us all to know that the election loss wasn't his fault. It's really funny that Donald Trump is just like so clearly wrapped up with how he is perceived rather than like what his party won or lost on Tuesday. It was immediately, I wasn't on the ballot, and it's quite frankly, it's all about me. But it was a repudiation of you, Donald, no matter what you're going to say, and he knows the next one will be just as bad, which is why Donald Trump is already saying Democrats are about to beat up on him.
Well, normally I would say, well, a little bit, but the reason that I'm not is because if they ever took over power, they'll do it. Look, Joe Manchin and Sinema are two people that are no longer in politics because of this issue. They were opposed to what the Democrats wanted to do. They wanted to terminate the filibuster. They were opposed to it. They're no longer in politics. Again, the Democrats will do this. So if the Democrats are going to do it, I'm saying Republicans should do it before they get a chance. It's very simple. And if we do it, we will never lose the midterms, and we will never lose the general election because we will have produced so many different things for our people, for the country, that it would be impossible to lose an election.
Donald Trump knows what's coming. He's not asking Republicans just to eliminate the filibuster so they can do whatever they want. They can pass a horrible CR to end the government shutdown. Donald Trump knows that that is a politically toxic issue, obviously. But what he wants to do, what he's tweeted about the most when it comes to eliminating the filibuster, is the voter reform that will take place after. Now, do you think Donald Trump is going to change course with the tax cuts he's given to the wealthiest people in the history of our country, in the history of the world? Do you think he's going to actually work to lower prices, or do you think he's just going to undermine democracy? I think I know which one, because Donald Trump has completely lost his mind. He can't even talk about these issues. He had to have Carolyn Levitt save him before he hit on her. We got to take a look at the clip first.
Fake news.
Yeah, and I just saw it happen again here. It's very unfortunate that the reporter in this room refused to address, sir, what you just said, which is that you inherited the worst inflation crisis in modern American history, and you are fixing it in 10 short months. And your entire administration has been tasked with this effort, from Treasury Department to the Agriculture Department to the National Economic Council right here at the White House. They are slashing regulation. He signed the largest middle-class tax cut in 6 months. In 6 months, in record time, putting more money back into the American people's pockets. So affordability is what the American people elected this president to do, and he is doing it. And you guys refuse to cover it, and you refuse to cover that the previous administration created the worst unaffordability crisis in American history. And I've been watching the TV all day saying that he doesn't want to talk about affordability. That's what he's working on every day, and that's what this administration is doing.
So Trump has done this a lot recently. We saw it with J.D. Vance last night. He's doing it more and more, where he'll be asked a pretty basic question and then jump to, well, one of my people will answer that. They can go ahead and answer it for me, and that'll be great. And we love their answers just because he doesn't know and doesn't want to speak. He knows he wants Carolyn to answer, though, because he loves her and wants her to never leave, apparently.
To cover it? Because they're fake news. That's why. Can I get toast for one? Sure. Caroline, the Prime Minister would like you to work for him in Hungary. You know what? That's a very good decision you just made. Please don't leave us, Caroline.
You can't tell me differently. That's a bit of a hit, right? Like, he's always talking about her mouth, and he's always like, oh, she's so great, and I want you to stick with me, and I won't let you leave, and you can never be gone. And then he's like, don't take her away from me. She's mine. It's a little weird. Am I right? It's a little weird. Like, Viktor Orban was just trying to be like, oh, we'd love to have Carolyn Levitt, which is funny that the autocrat is like, oh my God, I've never seen someone lie like this. Like, that is not an endorsement of your ability to communicate truth when Viktor Orban is like, oh my God, I didn't even know you could lie that badly. Like, you can be that obvious and disseminating propaganda. Viktor Orban is like, wow, this Levitt, she's laying it on a little thick. I don't even know if I'd go that far. This man has had his oligarch buddies buy up the media to only push narratives that are positive about his regime. And even Viktor Orban is like, oh my God, Carolyn Levitt, Jesus. That tells you everything you need to know, and maybe that's why she's so near and dear to Donald Trump's heart. But we know that image when she's kind of like leaning over at Easter. I don't really want to describe how she was leaning, and Trump was kind of looking at the... Again, I don't want to speak too much to this, but like Donald Trump, I'd say historically pretty creepy guy, pretty weird guy, pretty disgusting guy. Carolyn Levitt, she likes herself an older dude. By the way, this is someone who preaches her Christian values. I don't want to comment on anyone's life. I will comment on the hypocrisy of it. Carolyn Levitt had her child before she was married. You live your life however you want. I'm not judging anyone's relationship. But Carolyn Levitt is always saying that she's Mrs. Family Values. Again, you should plan your life and live it however you want. It's no problem at all. But Carolyn, a little hypocritical from you. I just think I point that out. But that is this administration. It's
surely not.
All the time. It's the shameless lying. It's the lack of care for anyone around you. It was literally demonstrated in a picture-perfect moment that captured everything that Donald Trump is about yesterday. When a man, while Trump was talking about how he's making the country healthy again, sure, starving children, that'll really make them healthy. Donald Trump was like, a weight loss drug, because that's what they're announcing, a GLP-1. Donald's like, a weight loss drug, why don't we just starve everybody? That'll be great, and everyone will be so nice and thin, and we like them thin. I know Donald Trump really likes when people are thin. What is he? He prefers the build of a 14-year-old girl. That's the photo he sent to Epstein. That's kind of how he likes people to look, the fucking pedophile that he is. Yeah, but Donald Trump was announcing how healthy everyone is while a man collapsed behind him. And he kind of looked and he's like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care. He doesn't really care. And although I could talk about this forever, and I did yesterday, I think the person who gave the perfect synopsis of how this so represents Trump's administration, you're really going to want to hear this, was Lawrence O'Donnell right here.
Someone standing with the group collapsed, which immediately sent the physician in the room, Dr. Mehmet Oz, into action, along with other normal human beings who reached down to help the man who was
Trump just stares at him.
And then helped from the room.
So disgusting.
By White House medical staff. At the first sign of the commotion, Donald Trump turned around, as you see there. But then, not understanding what was happening, he turned away. When he saw that man on the ground, he looked and then turned away, as you see here. And then Donald Trump, a person without a single sympathetic instinct, stood staring straight ahead, as if pretending that whatever suffering the man behind him was experiencing wasn't happening. And yes, that's the man's foot in the air that you see in the corner of that picture, his feet. This image captured Donald Trump's ability to completely ignore a person in need. We know what Joe Biden would have done. We know what Barack Obama would have done. We know what George W. Bush would have done. They would have gotten physically involved in reaching down to help that person. They wouldn't get in the way of Dr. Oz or any other medical professional there, but they wouldn't ignore it. They wouldn't turn away. Donald Trump did that today with a man on the floor in the Oval Office, and he did it today with millions of American air travelers whose plans he is threatening, and he did it today with millions of Americans who are worried about their ability to afford food because Donald Trump is trying to take their supplemental nutrition assistance benefits away, while a judge in Rhode Island continues to order Donald Trump to fund those benefits fully. It is the same Oval Office where Donald Trump congratulated Elon Musk for taking food out of the mouths of starving children and starving people in famine conditions in Africa. It is the same Oval Office where Donald Trump congratulated Elon Musk for denying life-saving medicine that this country has been giving to fight AIDS in Africa for over 20 years, thanks to a very successful program created.
It's almost like he's a disgusting piece of shit, you know what I mean?
Elon Musk killed all of that with Donald Trump's hearty approval, which led Bill Gates to describe Elon Musk as the world's richest man, killing the world's poorest children. The New Yorker is reporting on a new analysis that shows that Donald Trump and Elon Musk's destruction of the United States Agency for International Development has already caused the deaths of 600,000 people, 2/3 of them children. Those 600,000 people died while Donald Trump was staring straight ahead in the other direction with those dying children in Africa far behind his back.
He is a deeply evil person who cares not at all for you and I. I just think that we have to be very, very clear about that he could not care less about you or I. He doesn't. He's never going to, and we shouldn't think that he will. And I think we should make that obvious in all of our messaging. Because Donald Trump is now whining that people care about affordability after running a presidential campaign in which all he said is he cared about affordability. So let's point out the lie. Let's call out the bullshit. We're doing it on this show. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting. Don't let him silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.
Kind of wild, isn't it? Fucking Trump, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on? Also, the sandwich thrower, now safe. They obviously what he did was assault, but a jury wasn't going to convict him. Fuck him. Or fuck us, I guess.
At this point, how things could get any worse within Donald Trump's White House. Of course, the president has plenty of problems, but I'm talking about the rest of the administration. Pete Hegseth was probably drunk at those awkward Fox Awards. Carolyn Levitt humiliates herself on a day-to-day basis. And now Stephen Miller and his wife have had their scandal reignited in the worst legal way possible. We are going to get into it all. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, of course, we know Stephen Miller has spent his time in this evil White House carrying out the most illegal and morally depraved ICE raids in public. But what is happening behind the scenes, privately, with his wife might be even scarier, and it has legal ramifications that we have to fully understand in the context of this report from Rachel Maddow.
Cell phone spyware called Pegasus.
It's spyware that infects your phone.
Chat, I told you about Pegasus so long ago, and you know who supported it and lobbied it and tried to get the U.S. to let it in? General Mike Flynn.
They target your phone. You don't have to do anything wrong to be infected with it. You don't have to click on anything or do anything. They infect your phone with this spyware without you ever knowing it. Your phone shows no sign of it. And once they have infected your phone, they get access to everything that is on your phone and everything that you do with your phone. They can access its location at any time. They can turn on the microphone to hear what's happening where you are. They can turn on the camera to see you and what's around you. They can see all of the photos on your phone, all of your contacts, all of your messages, all of your notes to self, everything, even stuff that you might think is encrypted. It's not encrypted when you look at it on your phone. If you can look at it on your phone, they will have it. People close to Jamal Khashoggi were found to have been targeted, to have had their phones targeted with Pegasus software before he was murdered. Pegasus has been used to target opposition politicians and activists and lawyers and journalists all over the world, some of whom have subsequently been assassinated by despotic regimes. When this kind of a spyware surveillance tool emerged as a favored weapon for authoritarian governments and murderous dictatorships around the world, the Joe Biden administration banned the U.S. government from ever using that particular spyware or anything like it. Well, then Donald Trump was elected, and the Trump administration has now quietly reversed that ban. And indeed, they have now contracted with a company that makes exactly that same kind of spyware as Pegasus. And which part of the Trump administration is using it? Which part of the Trump administration has been given this surveillance tool? ICE. And are they using it just against immigrants? Yeah, right, as if. Headline in the Washington Post. ICE amps up its surveillance powers. ICE's acting director says the agency will deploy its elite investigative officers to probe anti-ICE protest networks. Former officials have expressed concern that ICE now has a green light not only to monitor immigrant communities, but also to carry out broad surveillance of Americans.
Donald Trump wants to be watching you 24/7, which scares the shit out of me and should scare the shit out of you, considering this is by far the most anti-free speech administration we have ever seen. Donald Trump, of course, will stand up for anyone who's saying that Indian hate is cool or making, some disgusting joke that's racist, xenophobic, anything like that. But as soon as you criticize his administration or criticize our aid in funding the genocide that Israel has carried out, Donald Trump will lock you up and throw away the key. And Stephen Miller wants to give a justification for why they're doing that in the form of one of the most insane threats I've seen in a recent Fox appearance.
Well, look, I hate to say it, Sean, but Democrat leaders are siding with the domestic terrorists. Antifa is waging, as I explained in that clip you played, daily violent assault against ICE officers. They are attempting to physically prevent ICE officers from doing their jobs, using every means imaginable, including, of course, as we saw just a few weeks ago, attempted murder. And then we saw a few days ago another attempted murder through a vehicle ramming attack. It is unceasing, day after day, night after night.
So keep all of this in mind. Stephen Miller wants to spy on you. Stephen Miller wants to call any language that is not approved by this authoritarian regime domestic terrorism. Stephen Miller wants to go after you. All the while, he says that he's the victim. He is the victim of the mean attacks. He's the victim of his wife being stolen by Elon. And he's the victim now, apparently, of the distress that a 66-year-old woman has caused him and his wife. It's all blowing up in his face after this lawsuit has backfired. Feds tried to nail senior 66 for looking at Stephen Miller's wife. A federal magistrate twice denied FBI bids to search a 66-year-old woman's phone, stalling the DOJ's Stephen Miller doxing probe against her. Magistrate Judge Lindsay Valla on Wednesday refused the Bureau's request to examine the smartphone of activist Barbara Ween in a case that the Justice
66-year-old woman.
Justice Department says involves doxing of top White House advisor Stephen Miller and looking at his podcaster wife, Katie Miller. The White House believes that Ween should be prosecuted after she was seen posting flyers in Miller's neighborhood saying he was not welcome in Arlington, Virginia. The posters had a photo of him crossed out and the message, "No Nazis in Nova." It also featured a QR code linking to a local activist Instagram account, according to affidavits described by Axios. Weeks earlier, Arlington's elected prosecutor, who had asked a state judge to narrow a separate phone search warrant and restrict data sharing with the FBI, which Miller's people interpreted as an activist prosecutor trying to wreck their case.
Oh, of course.
The Justice Department intends to appeal, according to Axios, which reviewed court records. The outlet reported that a senior administration official fumed that Northern Virginia's justice system believes Trump's deputy chief of staff deserves this. Well, he does. The position of the judge in the justice system in Northern Virginia is that Stephen Miller deserves this, so it shouldn't be investigated, a senior administration official told Axios.
No, their position is that it's allowed. This is free speech. It's allowed.
This is just about gathering evidence to see if there should be an arrest, and the judges are blocking it. Ween's attorney countered that she broke no laws. The case has
no laws have been broken. If you wanted to do something about that, change the fucking laws.
A proxy fight over free speech and safety in the capital's Virginia suburbs and stemmed from a confrontation that began September 11th, one day after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was killed. Investigators say Ween then passed the Miller's house and flashed an "I'm watching you" gesture towards Stephen Miller's wife, Katie, which was captured on Secret Service surveillance. The DOJ alleges potential violations of Virginia and federal doxing laws, but Ween's lawyer, Bradley R. Haywood, says that the speech was lawful and her phone is being unlawfully held. So while Stephen Miller isn't locking up immigrants and shipping them to El Salvador, or locking up U.S. citizens and shipping them to El Salvador, sometimes locking up veterans and shipping them to El Salvador, he is like the Karen of his neighborhood. He's like an HOA, but just for his house, but he's inflicting his rules on everyone else. Stephen Miller's a fucking Karen. Like what is wrong with this guy? He sucks, and so does his wife. Someone looked at her. I don't know why you would want to look at her. Ugh. She looks a lot like Stephen Miller. Like they do. I was wondering the first time I saw her, because she's not like an appalling person to look at. I was like, huh, that's like a normal human being. Why would she be with Stephen Miller? And then I heard her speak and like snarl. I was like, that tracks. This guy sucks. And she does suck, and both of them suck. But they're losing this case right now, because putting up flyers calling Stephen Miller, rightfully so, a Nazi, is not against the law. Saying to Stephen Miller's wife, hey, you suck, or going, hey, fucking watch out. Maybe shut down the awful podcast. No one wants to hear you bitch and moan and say, oh, conservative women, we're victims. Do you know who conservative women are victims of? Because that's her whole argument. Do you know who they're victims of? Other conservative women. Y'all oppress each other constantly. How brain broken do you have to be to vote for fucking Donald Trump as a woman? You either hate yourself, you hate other women, or you just hate brown people so much that you can't get out of your way. This is what Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing right now. She's only going after Donald Trump, and thank God AOC said it, because she got mad that she wasn't elevated to a position to run for higher office, and she said, oh, it's because I'm a woman. Nancy Mace said the same thing. Oh, it's because I'm a MAGA woman. No, it's because you are a woman, period, full stop, and these people will always hate you, so maybe don't aid them, and continuing the systems that oppress you, take stock of the world that you've helped build, and stop undermining your entire gender. Like, ugh, I just can't with these people. How am I a bigger advocate for like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Nancy Mace to be treated with dignity than they are for other women? They suck. Stephen Miller, you suck. Katie Miller, you suck. I know this is a bit of a rant, but I don't know how I can. These people suck. I'm just so tired of them being in our lives. I'm sure you are too. I know I'm not saying anything new, but it's just like, you know what I mean, man? It's just cathartic to get. This is how I feel. I feel dead inside when I have to look at Stephen Miller's dead eyes. They actually kind of look alike. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, buddy. You don't look like Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller would kill to look like this. You have much better skin. And I think you have more hair. But seriously, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of these people. So tired of their bullshit. So tired of the bullshit of the President of the United States that Chris Hayes broke down right here.
It is a bad look to tear down the White House East Wing to build a fancy new gilded ballroom, or to post 25 photos of your new bathroom. 25. Just every angle, every way you could look at it, in the midst of a government shutdown while the air traffic controllers are working without pay.
Yes, MTG voted for the big, beautiful bill when it had those cuts in it that now she's complaining about to her constituents.
It's truly a Hall of Fame bad look on the day that SNAP funding lapsed and 42 million Americans had their lives upended to be hosting a great Gatsby-themed party at his palatial golf home in Florida filled with West Palm Beach rich folks dressed up like it's the Roaring 20s. You remember The Great Gatsby, of course, the novel about the idle rich people on Long Island who throw hollow gilded parties to show off their lavish wealth just before the country collapsed into the worst depression it's ever seen. All this is not going unnoticed. Sometimes it feels like no one notices this stuff, but this is getting noticed. This was the message that was projected in Washington, D.C. this week. Trump parties at Mar-a-Lago while 42 million go hungry. It's no wonder why Republicans are starting to feel some political pressure.
Is anyone else, show of hands in the comments, tired? Like, are you tired? Donald Trump is so tired of himself that he's napping in Oval Office meetings in front of the press, and the mainstream media won't cover it. What do we have to do? Do we have to beg and plead? I hope I'm not, like, complaining too much to y'all, but I think you watch the show because you understand that the mainstream media has failed you, and so hopefully this is a place where we can complain about that, like, together as friends. I also just want to say it's been tough. I know we won a great victory, a great couple of victories this week, but it has been a tough couple of months. It's been a year now. But I just want to say I love y'all. I love this community. You all mean a lot to me individually. I'm very proud of what we have all built. I just love y'all. I just want to say that. Maybe I don't say it enough. Maybe I should say it more. But I love y'all. And I hate Stephen Miller. Fuck that guy. But you are awesome. And we're going to keep calling him out. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting. Do not let Stephen Miller or Katie Miller try to silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the fight. Now, I know it was quick, it was short, but we got to see somebody talking shit meet reality. Thank you guys for joining us. We started way early, so it's just 11:30 now, but I've got some stuff to do before I head back to the house. Thank you all for being here. Please consider supporting the show. That's how I pay the bills at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. Shout out to Janice. She just bought some. Jen and Jason and Jennifer Winkler. Those are all people that donated the last two today, but I think Janice did it a few days ago. I just now recently noticed it. So support the show if you can. I'm trying to get in here back earlier and build my community back up, hopefully, and get back on the right track. We'll see. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye. Fight night was a success. I hope there's more of them. I'll cover every one of them. I'm excited.
Show. You don't have the force.
Also, don't forget, Dr. J and I are trying to rescue
Tell them exactly.
Atsuko from the Chi-Coms. And hopefully, Alex Jones will help us with that. I'm not sure. We'll see.
It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic.
Sorry about Twitch freaking out earlier. It looks like it's working fine now, but I'll try to get it fixed for the next stream.
Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers.
Today we're aiming to high speed.
He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He's happy.
Hashtag rescue Spicy from the Chi-Coms.
What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This is my mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
Good night.
3.